All right, welcome in everyone to Hornets Stadium. It's Friday night. It's a beautiful night for football. We're here live to watch the Azle Hornets take on the Brewer Bears. It's a game for district prominence.
Brewer, boo.
Yeah, we've been waiting for this game pretty much all year. We've circled it. The date's finally here. We're ready to play football. We must be doing something right because this is the third time we've broadcast the football game from the radio here from YouTube. As always, I'm Jeremy Clark, joined by Jeremy May,
Hello.
the two J's in the house. Jeremy, you're excited, man. You look like you're about to take your shirt off up in here.
It's not hot up here. I'm not taking my shirt off yet. I have to. That was because it was hot last time. I am excited though.
We're getting started on time. We're not crunching at kickoff as the ball's going in the air, and we're catching up to the live play-by-play action. But this game's got all the excitement you can dream of. Two teams that are 6-1. They're both 4-0 in district. This is a game that Azle fans don't really like Brewer fans, and Brewer fans don't really like Azle fans.
It's kind of like Texas OU, or when I was growing up, where I grew up in Weatherford, it was no, that's the wrong way, Brandon. it was we hated Mineral Wells. We always wanted to beat Mineral Wells. And, you know, every school's got that rivalry, that the one team they want to beat, Texas and Texas A&M, TCU and Baylor, TCU, SMU, whatever it is. And I think Brewer is the second. We've played them the second most of any other team besides Boswell. Isn't that right? Boswell.
I don't have my history book in front of me,
I think
but
that's what
I'm going to
Coach
say you're
Doris
right.
said the other night was that Azle's played Boswell more than any other team, and Brewer the second most. And frankly, it gets ugly sometimes, or it gets chippy, as they say. And I would expect that's what's going to happen tonight.
Probably going to see some personal foul penalties on at least on one team.
Hopefully not on us, but we'll see what happens. I know the freshman and JV games got a little
We don't want to talk about
a
that.
time or two last night. So tonight should be pretty interesting, pretty exciting. And, of course, last year was overtime.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
55-49, Azle wins that game. Chris Lee threw 5 touchdowns in that game, so that was a pretty exciting game. But
Yep.
we're talking about two teams that are hot coming into this game tonight. Azle 6-1, Brewer 6-1. Azle won last week, 49-21 over Granbury. We were there. We watched it. We walked away impressed with the performance from Chris, playing on a bad foot,
Yep.
throws 3 touchdowns, throws for almost 300 yards. But what really stood out to us with Azle's win over Granbury last week was the way they played defense,
Yep.
holding a team that averages 47.5 points per game to only 21 points. And 2 of those touchdowns came pretty late.
Right.
That big third quarter, you and I were jumping up and down, doing cartwheels in the little press box area we had. They scored 28 points. But
In the blink of an eye.
In a blink of an eye.
A couple minutes, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And Brewer comes in 6-1, 4-0 in district, and they're coming off a huge win over Abilene Cooper. Abilene Cooper, the 2-time district champion. They don't have Noah Garcia anymore. They don't have Thompson at quarterback. So Cooper's not as strong as they were last year, but don't take away anything from the Brewer Bears because they've got some athletes, and it starts at quarterback with Spriggins. And Spriggins is a guy last year as a sophomore that had a huge game against Azle. Throws for 260, rushes for 150. He did that as a sophomore, so you got to be aware of what number 15 is going to do tonight when the ball's in his hand.
Right. Well, that's the thing with Brewer. They're just full of athletes. They got speed. I watched a little bit of their tape from the Cooper game last week, and I didn't get to watch the whole game, but what I saw, they like to run the ball a lot too. And they've got, what's the kid's name that's the H-back? Number 12 for them.
Pimpton.
Yeah.
Demarion Pimpton. He's a big kid.
Yeah, and
he's got a big frame.
He's kind of their do-it-all. He'll play H-back, receiver, fullback. It doesn't matter, tight end, whatever he needs to do. And they try to move them all around, and they run a lot of different formations with the same personnel. So they want to move the ball quick like we do, and that's one way that they get away with it is when you don't have to swap personnel, you can do pretty much anything you want.
One kid Coach Doris talked about earlier this week was running back Montrell Cushenberry. What a great last name. I love that last name.
Yeah.
But, he's a really good running back. He's got 11 rushing touchdowns this year, I think just over 400 yards. He moves the chains. He's a hard runner. He's pretty quick, and he had about 80 yards last year against the Hornets, so that's another player that can make some big plays for them.
Right. Yeah, it's going to come down. It'll be just like last week. I think that it'll come down to defense. And I think their quarterback likes to scramble too. Um, the way that probably not quite as well as the Granbury quarterback did, but we shut that down pretty good, and I feel like they're going to tonight too.
Well, we caught up with Coach Doris and talked to him a little bit about this game. We're going to play that interview for you guys right now. You guys on the road, you guys out listening, maybe at a tailgate somewhere. Enjoy this little short interview we have with Coach Doris talking about the Brewer game. Here with Azle head coach Devin Doris. The Hornets got a big game this week against Brewer. Coach, I mean, this is one of those games. It's a battle for the top of the district standings. What are y'all's thoughts going into this game?
We got 3 really tough opponents coming up with Brewer tonight and Abilene Cooper in Northwest. We feel like ourselves and those 3 teams are all going to be in the playoffs, and we're really just fighting for playoff seeding. So, obviously, if you want to win a district championship, you got to beat them all, and tonight's our first step.
You guys played really well defensively against Granbury last week. You're talking about a team that was averaging over 40 points. Y'all held them to 21. How much momentum does that give you guys when you play a game like that defensively leading into a game against an offense like Brewers?
Momentum is so unloyal. We just got to prepare well. We've had a great week of practice, and we show up tonight with ready to play because of our week of practice. That's really what matters.
Everyone outside the in the stands likes this rivalry game. It's Brewer, it's Azle versus Brewer. You guys have played some really close games the last couple of years. What's it like as a coaching staff and just looking at their film and getting prepared for a game like this?
Well, as far as preparing, I mean, it's the same as every week, but they're a talented team, so we spend a lot of film time, a lot of time developing our game plan, but in the past, we've really played up all these rivalry games, and I feel like we've always come out flat and didn't really play well, or the emotion played with too much emotion, and so in the last few years, we just try to go about the same process every single week. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know how many times I said Brewer this week, but it can't be very many. They're in the way of what our goal is, and so it really doesn't matter who our opponent is, and we're trying to treat it more like every other game rather than some kind of special game.
Well, not to give away too many secrets about how you plan on defending them, but are there some guys that you got to really key on for Brewer right now that you guys have been preparing for this week?
Yeah, their running back is really good. Montrell Cushenberry, I believe is his name, number 40. He's a really good football player. He's a thick kid, physical kid, runs the ball really hard, and everything starts with him on the run. So we got to do a good job of trying to shut down the run, limit the run, and then off of their run, they like to take a lot of shot plays. They probably throw the ball about 18 to 20 times a game. But most of those passes are going to be deep balls, over the top, wheel routes, post routes, trying to get the ball down the field on play action passes. So it starts with stopping the run, putting them in passing downs where we know what they're going to do, and trying to control Cushenberry and Spriggs, the quarterback and running back in the run game.
Big question for Hornet fans is the health of Chris Lee. Chris fought through went down against Granbury, but he came back in second half and had a really good second half. How's Chris, and what is kind of the game plan? I know you guys can't really run him, so you're just going to let him air it out, I guess?
Oh, I think he's feeling like he can run. I mean, he feels really good. So we'll see how it all develops throughout the game. But, it's an injury that he's dealing with, and it's slowly getting better, and it's nothing that is keeping him from playing. But it's going to, it's painful and it's sore. So, I mean, we'll see how it plays out, but he feels very confident that he can run the ball, and he's actually told us multiple times, you better call some run plays for me.
So missing Caden Taylor, that's obviously a huge loss for receivers, but Tyler Akers has really stepped up this year. I think he probably leads the district or second in district right now in touchdown receptions. How's his development been this year, and how much will you guys rely on his speed to match up against that great speed in the Brewer secondary?
Tyler's done a really good job. He learned a lot of things about route running from Caden and our coaching staff, and he's getting better and better. It's one thing he does have is some speed, so learning how to use that speed and utilize his route running and techniques is something that we've been working on, but it's going to take more than one guy, so we have to be able to use all our receivers, and I think they've had a really good week this week of preparing for the game, our receiving core.
So what do you tell your kids tonight about not getting too high or too over motivated? I guess sometimes you go into a game too high, you can make mistakes. So how do you keep them level headed, knowing that it's Brewer across the field from them?
We talk about it all the time. We got to play with great intensity and great passion, but not emotion. Emotion leads to poor decisions, but playing with intensity and playing with passion, it doesn't lead to poor decisions. So trying to leave the emotion part out of it, but still playing with the passion and intensity that we need.
All right, Coach. Well, best of luck to you tonight, and go get that district title starting tonight, guys. I'm getting point. I'm trying not to laugh here. I hope you guys enjoyed that quick interview with Coach Lawrence. As you can tell, it's a game that's going to be pretty intense. It can be over emotional. It's not games can be too emotional. That's what stakes are. So just come out here, make the same level and let the game come to you. That's kind of what Coach Lawrence was saying there. They're going to go out to the coin toss. We've got Chris Lee, Jackson LeHue, and Barrett Gilbert as captains for the Hornets tonight. Let's see if we can figure out who's going to win this toss. And I'm sure if Azle wins, we're going to see a defer call. Brewers won the toss. Looks like they've deferred. Azle in their green helmet, all black uniforms. They're going to receive the ball. They're going to be going from west to east. So you guys not at the stadium. If you're familiar with the stadium, they're going to be with the scoreboard, and they're behind them. They're going to have their own. They're going to be going east. Let's just say it that way. They're going to be headed toward Eagle Mountain Lake. And you look at last week how Chris got started. I mean, he finished the whole game 15 of 17. So he pretty much every time he threw a pass, it was caught.
Right.
We're going to break real quick for the national anthem.
We supposed to say play ball now? Oh wait, that's ball.
We might be a little low on volume. Let's check. We've received a few texts saying that we're low on volume. So let's double check that.
Fan back there. We're in the hot box, right?
Yeah, don't say the hot box though.
Check. That looks a little bit better.
Check.
your mic closer. Hey, there we go.
Well, hopefully you guys can hear us a little bit better now. If you just tuned in, Brewer won the toss, deferred. They're going to get the kickoff in the second half. So Azle's going to receive. Azle's in their all black unis, black top, black bottoms, green chrome helmet or green helmet. Brewer's in their looks like they're in their classic light gray look with the blue helmet. Kicking off east to west, Azle's going to be going west to east. They're going to be going from the scoreboard toward Eagle Mountain Lake or even Walnut Creek, if you will. Pretty packed house tonight.
I think we need to watch. Believe it or not, I'd watch for an onside kick here. I think this is going to be one of those crazy games, and we're not going to know what in the world is going to happen. And I know one thing, we need to get the ball moving down the field quick. But we've only done that one game this year, so this would be a good night to do it.
Alex Andretti kicking off. It looks like Isaiah Fuller and Tyler Akers back deep. He kicks it deep. Fuller's going to let it go into the end zone. He's going to bring it out. He's out across the 20. Going to get brought down by about 2 or 3 Brewer Bears. Tackled on the play by Freeman and Warren. Warren and Freeman make the tackle for Brewer.
Yeah, they
just did 2.
It might have been a better idea to down that one, but Isaiah goes 90 miles an hour, and there's nothing wrong with that. So
we know that if he has a chance to run the ball, he's going.
He makes things happen. You want your kids doing that.
Bunch right set for Azle. We got Knock-Eye out there, single coverage to the left. Lee's going to take the snap. He's going to throw it to Aya, but the play's going to be blown dead. Looks like someone might have jumped. Actually, it's going to be offsides on Brewer.
We got Brandon Crosby up here in the booth with us tonight at spotter.
And I can tell you right now.
He's already done a heck of a job.
Yeah, he's already much better than both of us trying to spot.
Austin's job. Austin wasn't loud enough. He's already called the penalty and 3 players for us.
Trips left this time. Mason's in the backfield with Chris to his right. Chris takes a snap. It's a low snap. Luckily, he falls on top of it, but they're going to lose about 5 yards. Number 44, Courtney Pruitt, was in the backfield for Brewer. Looks like an Azle player's helmet came off. He's going to have to take a break. Reed Norris.
That's our center.
The center, so let's see how the snap is. Trips left again. Mason's going to line up to Chris's left. Chris hands off to Mason, runs right. He's still on his feet. He's
first down.
Out of bounds. Looks like they're going to give him about 11 yards on the play. Knocked out of bounds on the play by Richardson for Brewer.
You almost wonder if, with that bad snap, if that helmet caused it before.
Trips left again. They're going fast. Another handoff to Mason. He's got some running room to the left side. He's still running.
Boy.
Hard run by Mason. Looks like he gained about 8 yards on that play. Mason Wobble.
Mason's got those legs churning tonight already.
Hutcherson in on the tackle for Brewer.
It's interesting. They got knockout there this whole drive so far.
They've got 4 receivers. Yeah, they've got 4 receivers, but the 2 on the left are bunched in tight. Handoff again to Mason. He's going to be brought down in the backfield. Brought down on the play by Boyle. Looks like it was a loss of about 4 yards.
We've got a little trickery going. We're setting up in pass formations and running the ball. They're trying to catch them off guard, I think.
Going to be a 3rd and 7 for the Hornets from their own 33, or 34, excuse me. Chris takes a snap. He's looking left.
Open.
He's got Knock wide open.
Yes, sir.
Knock hauls it in.
Oh,
He's got it. It is across the 20.
Go.
Across the 10.
Go.
He gets
in there.
knocked down at the 1. They're going to mark him down at the 1 yard.
Yes, sir.
56-yard gain on the play. Excuse me, my math is way wrong. 66 yards. 65-yard gain on the play.
Hey, if he hadn't balled the ball, he would have walked in the end zone. He had to really focus on that thing. It got down to his thigh. He nearly dropped it.
1st and goal, Trips right, 1 yard line. Hand off to Mason, right up the gut.
Touchdown.
He's in for the score. Hornets take an opening drive. They go 80 yards.
That's what you want. We've only done that one time this year in the Heights game. Was the two times this year that we've scored on the opening drive. And Chris is waving to that Brewer bench as he walks across.
You weren't lying about that catch by Knock. I mean, he was so wide open. I think he was just, you know how you're so wide open you don't want to make a bad play, but he makes the play and he runs and he gets it down to the 1 and Mason's able to punch it in from 1 yard out. Caleb Balderas with the extra point. It's going to make the score 7-0 Azle. 10:19 left in the first quarter. Great first drive by the Hornets. That's what you got to do in a key district game like this. Against a team that has a very good defense, they want to play up in your face. They want to press you. They want to play 7 guys in the box, 5 defensive linemen. Great first drive. Chris with the dime. Mason finishes it off from 1 yard out. Great first drive by the Hornets.
Yeah. That's what we had to have. And that was 3rd and long, too. It was 3rd and, 7? Something like that. So, I like that they ran him out. You know, we're going to need him the rest of the way. With KT down, we're going to need a little extra sauce in the gumbo. And throwing Knock out there and giving a different look because Brewer hadn't – I mean, they saw him on tape a little bit last week, but we didn't throw it to him. And maybe that might have been by design, too. So – they come out running, and I like that they hit that one deep. Boy, he broke open just as soon. That's one thing about Brewer. They're so aggressive on defense. They're get on top of that line, and they're trying to jam us. I don't know if it's going to work.
Balderas is going to kick off. Kicking from the 40. Number 5, Patrick Daniels back deep to return for Brewer. And number 7, but it's going to go dribbling into the end zone. Brewer's going to start out at their own 25. And if you see special teams, look at them jawing back and forth already, Jeremy. They're pumped up out there.
Oh, yeah. They're into it. They're going to stay into it.
Well, this is going to be a big test for the defense. As I said in the pregame show, you've got to – watch out again. They've got another quarterback they're facing this week that can throw the ball. He can run the ball. Spriggs, he's gonna make some plays. He had a lot of big plays last year against the Hornets. He takes a snap, hands off to Cushenberry. He's going to be tackled. He stays on his feet for a little bit, but he's going to gain about 3 yards on the play. Good job by the Hornet defense swarming him.
Well, that's what they did so well last week was. Attack the ball.
Rowdy Dawson and Bennett made that play. Connor. Bring up a 2nd and 7. They've got 2 tight ends right now with 2 backs, a single receiver to the right. Cushenberry's motioning out. They're going to hand off again. He's got a lead blocker. It's going to be enough for a first down. Cushenberry on the carry for about 8 yards. Gavin Hacker makes the tackle, but they're going to get the ball up to their own 38. 1st and 10 for Brewer. Brewer staying 2 receivers to the right. Cushenberry's going to be in the backfield with Spriggs. Takes a snap. Spriggs option right. They've got it played out. Drew Dorris is going to make a big play in the backfield. He sniffed that one out pretty fast. That was a great play by the coach's son out there.
That was an interesting setup there. That number 12 that we talked about earlier, he actually lined up inside the tackle, right behind. The tackle was actually split out, and he was in between the guard and the tackle, standing up and going out into the formation. But he went to the opposite side of the field.
2nd and 11.
They've got him at wide down here this play. Boy, he's a big kid.
Trips left, and they've got number 12 to the right. Spriggs going to take the snap. It's going to be a direct quarterback draw up the middle, but he's going to be tackled for.
Boy, Rowdy got him some on that one.
Gain of only 1 yard. Big Rowdy Dawson, man, just plugging up that middle. Yeah, Pimpton number 12 goes about 6'5" out there. He's not a real big speed burner, but he can move the chains. Trips left again, 4 receivers. They got Pimpton to the right. Cushenberry's going to line up to the left of Spriggs in the backfield. 3rd and 10. Spriggs with the snap. He's looking left. He's got all kinds of time. He's throwing down deep in the middle of the field. Almost intercepted by Isaiah. Great play. Probably a good play not to.
Quarterback got laid out by who's number 9? Is that
Connor Bennett.
Connor Bennett laid him out just as he let go of the ball, and it ended up a little bit short. That had to affect it because he had to get rid of it, and Fuller almost made the pick. Let's see if he can do something with this punt.
Yeah, Spriggs,
he's a playmaker.
Spriggs was trying to hit Patrick Daniels down the seam, left seam, and Isaiah Fuller just made a great play. Probably did good by not intercepting that play.
Yeah, that was smart.
Brewer's punting, almost gets blocked. Fuller's back to catch it.
Bad punt.
It's going to take a favorable bounce for Azle, and they're going to have their second possession at their own 40.
That thing landed 20 yards short of where Fuller was set up. You got to like that. If they're texting you about my mic, I fixed it. See, now we got a good spotter. We need a good sound engineer now.
Well, someone just needs
Brody
to
be a sound engineer?
No, he's too much of a knucklehead. Horn's going to come out in 4 wide, 2 right, 2 left. Wobble's going to line up in the backfield with Chris. He takes a handoff. He's going to get met behind the line of scrimmage.
Tackled by everybody.
Loses 3 yards. Gets tackled by Hutcherson. Hutcherson's a pretty big kid in the middle. He looks like
77.
Yeah, he looks pretty strong.
Big. Have you got an extra roster over there? You just got one. Do you have one? You keep it.
That's the only roster I have. Trips left. They hand off to Mason again. He's got some room this time up the middle.
Well, he got back what he lost plus a yard or two. Well, we're right where we were last time. 3rd down and 7?
Third and 6.
I think that's what it was when we hit knock. So
about a 6-yard gain for Mason on that play. They're going to line up in that bunch tight set to the left again. Chris is going to take the snap. He's looking left. He's got a wide open receiver. Mason across the 50, across the 40, barrels over a Brewer Bear down to the 32-yard line.
A little jaw jacking going here. Number 9 comes up running his mouth, and Brewer Mason gives it the old Michael
Decorious
Irvin.
moment. Well, he had a moment where he just got
Michael Irvin first down.
Moment makes a tackle. He had a moment where he got plowed over by Mason. Mason's going to get a handoff. He gets wrapped up in the backfield. 4-yard loss. Number 2, Ballard on the play for Brewer. They get going and they have a negative play, then they'll get going again. So the odds are in favor of Azle making a big play right here on 2nd and 14. 4 receiver set. They're going to stack left. Mason's in the backfield. Chris drops back. He's getting rushed up the middle. He's got some running room, but he's going to fire it deep.
No.
There's no one there.
I think that was a miscommunication somewhere. He was either throwing it away or it was a miscommunication.
Anytime when
Brandon says it's a miscommunication.
Anytime when it's a pass like that, the receiver ran the wrong route.
Right.
Let's just blame the receivers. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 14. They've got bunch left again. Chris is in shotgun, takes a snap. He's got to rush up the middle, and he's going to get sacked. He's going to get sacked for a big loss by number 32, Richardson, sophomore. And that's a kid that Devin said they had to be aware of because he makes a lot of plays from that middle linebacker position.
Well, they're active. They obviously made a few adjustments after that first drive.
Bring up 4th down. Knocks on to punt. If he gets into this one pretty good, they could pin Brewer inside the 10 at least.
Yeah, that's the goal here. Is field position.
Rugby style punt. He boots it.
It's a good punt.
Boots it high.
It's a good punt.
Fair catch.
It's a good punt. Boy, he almost bobbled that ball.
B.J. Williams with the catch, but Brewer's going to take over at their own, looks like their own 17.
Well, got a little chess match going, it looks like.
Spriggs takes a snap, Hands off to Cushenberry. They miss him in the backfield. He's still running. He's still running, still on his feet.
Come on.
He may take this. He's all the way down past the Azle 30. Gets knocked out of bounds. Knock finally runs him down, knocks him out of bounds, but it's a huge gain down to the Azle 27.
Peyton Pisano had him dead to rights in the backfield for a 3-yard loss, and he got away from him. That kid's a load.
2 receivers to the right, Cushenberry's to the left. Looks like he got a head start on that play. Spriggs pulls it, runs left.
Should have been 5
Gets about
yards.
2 yards, but Brewer got away with the false start. Multiple Hornets in on that play.
Yeah, that long run, you got to give it to that kid. He's hard to get down, but, boy, we had him in the backfield. Just got to wrap up on those plays.
Going to bring up a 2nd and 8 at the Azle 25. Pimpton's going to line up in a wing position to the left. They're going to hand off to Cushenberry. He's got some running room to the right. Again, he's down inside the 5, and he spins. Looks like they're going to give him a touchdown.
Yep.
Looks like they might have had him down at the 1, but Cushenberry runs hard.
Oh, there's a flag on Brewer running their mouth. Kid receiver over here running his mouth to the student section, number 1. I'm glad the ref saw that. He ran over and gave it the Superman chest and running his mouth at the student section, which will happen when you play Brewer.
Well, do you have the – we've got a tally sheet how many personal fouls are going to happen tonight, and I think we probably should put a number on that for the over-under.
Over-under?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going 7?
I think that might be a little high.
So I'm going to go 1 under. They're going to call personal foul on Brewer. It looks like they're going to assess that on the kickoff. If there's any positive so far from what we've seen out of Azle is they've been able to move the ball.
Yeah. Yep.
On offense. So, but
of course,
they've
Brewer
got,
did that time. I think we see what they're going to do now. They're just going to run that kid.
They're pulling
gonna
a
run
lot.
it till they don't have to run it. It's what they're going to do. So far, it looks like. Of course, you never know. They'll start running RPOs if we start biting on that. So we've got a little chess match going.
Extra point's going to be good for Brewer. That's going to tie the score 7-all with 4:32 left in the first quarter. I mean, that was a drive where they had them tackled for a loss a couple times. They don't make the tackle, end up getting a big play, and Cody Gilbert's going to talk to them about that. He's going to get out his whiteboard. He's probably going to yell a little bit,
break it,
wrap up, and
extras down there.
Yeah.
Well, that's earlier in the year, first few games. That hurt it. That's what beat us in that Keller game. We weren't wrapping up on tackling. We were arm tackling and just waving at them and not wrapping up and getting them where they needed, tackling them proper technique. And that's what happened on that drive too. Even on that long run, he bounced off a couple guys that if you can get him down, you at least don't give up a 60-yard run or whatever it was. But he's a load. I mean, he's like Mason. He's bigger than Mason, but they're both of them are turning their legs and get those knees up. And when you got a ball rolling down the hill at you like that, it's hard to bring it to a stop.
So Brewer's going to have to kick off from their own 25 after that personal foul penalty. Or they might have called unsportsmanlike. What?
For sure.
There's no difference. They're both 15-yard penalties.
Yeah.
So Azle should get good field position out of this. Isaiah Fuller and Tyler Akers are back to receive deep.
If I was the ref, I'd just call it he's being a jerk. 15 yards for being a jerk.
Andretti kicks
like
off. It's going to go to Isaiah Fuller. He's going to take it about the 15. He's got a seam to the left.
He's got a hole.
He's still on his feet.
Got a hole.
He's across the 50.
Yes, sir.
Finally gets pushed out of bounds. Gets pushed out of bounds by Fogel from Brewer, but Azle's going to have great field position, as we talked about. They're going to start at the Brewer 45.
Great return. What did he get on that? 10, 20, 30 yards?
40 yards.
40.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, you got to capitalize. You start, first down on the other side of the 50. You've got to put points on the board on this drive.
Hornets come out in a 4-receiver set again. Brewer showing a big-time blitz. Might have had an Azle offensive lineman jump.
I didn't see any movement, but I would guess that's what it was.
Yeah, they're going to call a false start on the
Somebody must have
Hornets. That's going to
flinched.
push it back to the 50.
Well, they basically get a 10-man front up there a lot of the times. Not in the box, but, I mean, they have 7 in the box almost every time.
Lee
They weren't
takes
ready
snap.
for that
He's going
snap.
deep to Akers. Akers is unable to complete it. Number 25, David Moore on the coverage. Yeah, that kid's originally from Azle.
His mama still works for Azle.
Brewer's got some good DBs out there. They're going to play tough. Hand off to Mason, runs left. Stiff arms a guy.
Great stiff arm.
He's running hard. Gets run out of bounds by Boyle.
Almost took out Randy Mask and then had to hurdle the bench. That's pretty slick.
So he gets some of those penalty yards back. It's going to bring up about a 3rd and 6 situation here for the Hornets.
Well, this is 4-down territory.
Absolutely. They're going to
You're
go
gonna
bunch,
get half of it here at least.
bunch right. Mason's going to line up to the left of Chris. Oh, there's a fumbled exchange in the backfield. Looks like they were setting up some type of trick play, but Mason couldn't gather the handoff from Chris. Richardson's in the backfield again, but luckily Azle recovers, but they're going to punt this ball. Unfortunately, they start at the 45, and they go backwards, and Knox out here for his second punt of the night.
Yeah, that's a. You really got to cap. You want to cap. You don't have to, but boy, it would have been nice to capitalize starting at the 45. I wouldn't think they'd run a fake here, but if you were going to run one, this would be the spot of the field that you would. And Brewer's thinking the same thing. They call a timeout. Well, I couldn't tell what was going on that. Was it going to be a reverse or
It looked like
end
something was.
around or what?
Yeah, that's what it kind of looked like that because it definitely wasn't a typical run play because they
Right.
both kind of looked confused trying to
Right.
hand off that exchange. So
I wonder if. Well, I don't want to speculate. I was going to say maybe somebody didn't start out. Maybe he was expecting to be on the other side of him or something. But
regardless, it just brings up another punting situation.
Yep.
Second punt of the night.
well, defense is going to have to step it up here. Unless we can work a fumble or a muff or something out of this. That wouldn't hurt either.
Looks like Kerryon Patrick Daniels is back deep to receive for Brewer. Knock gets a pretty good punt, but that's going to be returnable. Takes it, but they're down there covering him pretty good. He's going to be wrapped up by about 3 or 4 different Hornets.
That's great coverage.
Isaiah Fuller was the first one to make contact. Denham Fields, another Hornet in on the tackle. Brewer's going to have the ball at their own 21, 1st and 10. If you're just tuning in, 3:16 left in the first quarter. It's 7-all. Azle scored on their first possession.
Yeah, it's time for the defense to make a play. The offense has made a couple plays.
Brewer's going to come out
what we
with.
can do here.
They're going to come out 3 receivers to the right. Cushenberry moved again, but they almost didn't call it, but they finally did. He did the same thing earlier. False start on Brewer, number 40, Cushenberry.
Well, at least our false start happened in midfield, right? If you're going to get one, get it in midfield.
Silver lining, right?
Not at your own 10. You can pin your ears back a little bit more here. I still think they're just going to try to run it at us till we show we can stop it.
3 receivers. Spriggs takes snap. It's counter left. Cushenberry's got it, but he's wrapped up pretty quick. Only about a 2-yard gain. Gavin Hacker comes up and makes a tackle from his safety position. He's still got that long towel this week. We're trying to debate what that was. If that was Jeremy suspected that was some type of toilet paper maybe hanging from his
last
pants.
week I thought maybe he had gone to the restroom at halftime.
Got to watch out for Pimpton, number 12 here. Two receivers right and one to the left. Spriggs, shotgun, takes a snap, drops back to pass. He's looking left all the way, fires it, throws off the mark. He threw it wide left.
Well,
he was trying to complete the pass to Washington on the play.
That was pretty wild. A wild pass. If we had anybody in the vicinity of that, it was so wild that Knock couldn't even make a move on it. If anybody had been there, it would have been 6 Hornet way.
Going to bring up a 3rd and long for Brewer, 3rd and 12. Two receivers left, two receivers right. Cushenberry's going to be the long back in the backfield. You've got Pimpton out wide here at the bottom, 6'5" receiver. Spriggs takes a snap. He's rolling left. Now he's rolling right. He's getting rushed. Almost gets sacked. He gets brought down.
No, that's grounding.
And the ball's on the ground.
That's grounding.
They're going to call grounding on it. There's a flag.
He threw a flag, right?
Gilbert's rushing out to see the ref and tell him that's a grounding penalty. The ref's flagging him off. There is a flag, and they're going to get a great penalty right here.
Of course, is it really going to matter though? It's going to be
yeah.
At the
You're probably going to want to, if you accept this penalty,
Of course, it's a loss of down.
Yeah, it's a loss of down, so it's going to push them back regardless. So Brewer's going to be punting from their own 3.
Nice job by the defense there, standing up. And like I said a minute ago, it's a field position game. We fielded. We got the punt last time, got it at the 50. Now Isaiah's fielding the punt on Brewer's 40 here. So, sometimes that's the way ball games go. A little chess match and flip-flop in the field till you get a good spot.
This is one of those areas, though, you don't want to be too aggressive and hit the punter, and they don't. They take it easy. Fuller takes it at the 42.
He's got room on that side.
He runs right up the middle, still on his feet. Going to take it down to about the 24.
I think
Hornets with great field position for the second straight possession. So let's see if they could get Mason running.
Isaiah is one of the best punt returners that I've seen in our district, I think. He might be the best one.
He might be the leading guy right now for the district returner of the year.
Yeah, I totally think so. I don't remember another one that stands out to me.
1st and 10 for Azle at the Brewer 24. They're going to come out again in that usual 4-receiver set. Mason's to Chris's left. Chris drops back to pass. He's looking left. He fires left. It looks like Tyler stopped on the route. Chris looked like he was throwing one route, and Tyler thought maybe he was doing another one, but Tyler definitely stopped on that.
Yeah, Derek Doris was motioning to him to complete the route, or I think he might have run it a little wide. He wanted him to cut it off and drag across a little more.
Hornets going quick. Hand off to Mason. He spins out of the backfield, misses a tackle. He's got some running room. Gets tackled hard. He makes a play where he looks like he was going to lose about 5 to 6 and somehow gains about 4.
He had to work his tail off for 4 yards. I know that.
Tackled by 32, Elijah Richardson again. He's already got about 3 or 4 tackles tonight for Brewer.
Chris handed that ball off, and Mason kind of just started spinning behind.
He hit the B button too fast.
What the heck? Yeah, he was hitting the B button in the backfield. Chris thought, what the heck am I supposed to do here?
He's going to bring up a 3rd and 6.
Offsides.
Offsides, a free play. He's going to launch it to Gavin Green. Gavin can't complete the pass. Can't haul it in. But it's going to be a free play anyway. It's going to move Azle
Brewer's
up.
pointing at us, but both teams are pointing at each other. There's a little more jaw-jacking going on.
I think we already saw a motion of offsides for Brewer.
It's got to be.
Because they would have blown it dead.
Yeah, the play would have been dead.
That's going to move the Hornets up 5 and bring up a 3rd and 1 situation. And as you mentioned earlier, of course, this is 4-down territory, so you don't get it here, you're going to line up and go again.
Yeah, that's a key penalty. You get to stop.
They're lining
third and more than 5, you don't want a penalty there. That's just not a very smart play.
Bunch right. Chris takes a snap, hands off to Mason. He's going to get tackled he's still trying to push forward. But he doesn't get any yards. Durham on the tackle for Brewer, and it's going to bring up a 4th and 1.
He should have lost about 2. Are they
Here
Gata
comes the
or field goal?
Gata formation. They're going to bring up field goal. Coach Doris is going for the points here.
Well, Brewer's got some beef in the middle of that line. I think that's probably playing into the reasoning on this instead of going for it. They may call a timeout and think about it.
They were running low on time. I think they got to think about this one here.
Yeah,
You
Coach.
got a 32-yard attempt. There's not any wind. I mean, it's blowing, but it's.
I know Coach Street's talking to. He's in there with Devin right now. I think he's trying to plead his case and talk him into going for it here.
I think
they're
us
doing
and about every other Hornet fan listening
I
or
think
watching
that-
or in the stands are wanting to go for
I
this
think
play
they
right
are.
here.
Mason's putting his helmet back on. Tyler went back out. I mean, a game like this, you get the ball where you get it. And the last time we didn't get points, getting at the 45, the drive before. You know, I don't want to second guess anything, but it's just one of those games where no matter what, you're going to say, go for it, go for it, go for it. You know, they're going to do it.
These are typically the plays that
Standard formation too. They may try to do a dead man here and draw them off sides.
Bunch
We'll see.
left. Mason's going to be in the backfield to the left of Chris. Chris takes a snap, hand off to Mason. He's going to get met at the line of
He got
scrimmage.
it.
I think he's short. They're going to mark him
I
short.
think he got it. Oh.
They're going to mark him short. Boyle makes a play. That's what you get when you're going against a Brewer defense that stacks the box so much like they do. They're going to have to win this game throwing the football. You got constantly 8 to 9 guys in the box, and when you only have 5 offensive linemen, there's going to be someone missing to block. And every play that we've seen them run so far, Brewer's done a really good job of containing the run, and that's a big momentum swing for them. Again, Azle has great field position, and they don't capitalize off that great field
I could have
position.
sworn he got over that line, but I guess maybe his knee went down.
Bird
the ball
takes.
got over it.
They take over at the 15. Quick snap route. He's going to
Fumble.
get tackled.
Dang
Fumbles
it.
out of bounds. Pass complete to number 1 Williams. Hacker on the play. He knocked
Hackers
the ball
all over the field tonight again.
Yeah, he knocked the ball out, but thankfully for Brewer, it rolls out of bounds. Just a 1-yard gain on the play. You got big 6'5" Pimpton out there on the right side. Kamori and Pimpton. 4 receivers set for Brewer, 2 left, 2 right. Spriggs is in the shotgun.
At their own 15.
Motion. He's going to fire it out to Pimpton.
Boy, he's big. That is a big dude. That kid's going to – if he doesn't play D1, I don't know where he's – I mean, he's got a D1 body. I don't know if he's got D1 ability, but, boy, he looks a lot like Eric.
He's actually taller. He's a
bigger than
big
Eric.
kid. He's a
Yeah.
6'5" kid. Quick pass out to him. It gained about 6 yards. It's going to bring up about a 3rd and 3.
It's a
for
big play.
Brewer.
Big play for the Hornet defense. Let's see if they can stand up to them like they did last drive.
They're going to send 2 receivers to the left. Cushenberry's going to line up to the left of Spriggs. He's motioning out now. Spriggs takes a snap, runs left. He's going to have enough for a first down.
Got it.
Gains about
Got
4
it,
yards on the
plus
play.
2. That's going to be the quarter.
That's going to be the end of the first quarter, where the score is your Azle Hornets 7, the hated Brewer Bears
Hated.
7.
And that's brought to you by Mask Insurance. AskMask.com.
The Randy Mask Insurance score update.
You know, he's probably down there about to have a flip out somewhere. Where'd he go? He likes to get down there and pace, and I have as much fun watching Randy down there as I do the kids because, boy, he's into it. Well, we got us a ball game. O-line's down there talking, trying to commiserate and come up with what's going on and why they didn't pick up that first down. And it's just time for the defense to step up. They've done it all but one drive so far. They've really played well. So let's see what we can do here. See what we can dial up.
Well, Brewers definitely had success running the football so far.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're not doing much through the air.
Well, like I said, they're going to do it till we stop them.
2 receivers to the left. Spriggs takes a snap.
Oh, boy, that's a hit. I don't know how he held on to that ball. There's a late. That's a late hit they didn't call.
Cushenberry runs to the right, but he gets hammered, as you guys might have heard, by Jordan Loxamana.
Seth Hurst got pushed down way after the play by their receiver. Then the kid comes up and gets in his face, and no flag.
A 6-yard gain on the right side for Brewer. Staying in that two-receiver set to the left, Spriggs is in the shotgun. Cushenberry's to his right. Spriggs takes a snap. He throws a quick out route. It's hauled in. Makes a guy miss. Makes him miss again. And the Brewer receiver, number 1, B.J. Williams, catches a little out pattern and has enough for a Brewer first down.
I will say this. I'll give Brewer one compliment tonight. I like their uniforms. I like that all gray.
Yeah, it's not a
with
bad
the
look.
blue. We got the all black with the green helmets. It looks good down there on the field.
Your house is going to be toilet paper tonight. Spriggs takes a snap, hands off again. I don't think that's Cushenberry. Hacker tackles the Brewer running back after a gain of about 11 yards, makes him do a front flip.
Yeah, that was a good tackle.
Looks like Caden Brooks was on the carry. He's not quite as big as Cushenberry, but, man, he's pretty quick.
Yeah, he might be a little bit shook up on that. He ran over there to talk to the coach.
Counter to the right. Cushenberry's back in the game. He's got some running room to the right. Gets brought down at the 30. Knock makes the tackle, but Brewer's got some success running the football now, and Azle's got to do something to stop that momentum for the Bears right now.
Keep running that kid till he pulls it back and throws. I mean, so far his passing is not very accurate, but we'll see.
Trips left this time for Brewer. Spriggs takes a snap. He pulls it. He's got some running room right up the middle. He's going to be dragged down by Barrett Gilbreth, but again, 11-yard gain on the play, and Brewer's just eating up those yards on the ground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've got it rolling right now for sure.
Brewer staying in Trips left, single receiver to the right. Spriggs takes a snap, hand off to Cushenberry. He gets hit in the backfield, but he runs left, stays on his feet, still on his feet, inside the 5. Going to be a score. No, they're going to knock him down. They're going to mark him down at the 1.
How big is their center? That kid is humongous, and that's who they're running behind most of the time. 74.
No, that's their guard.
That's their 6'6", 200. That's their 6'6", 350-pound sophomore. Brewer scores a touchdown.
Well, time to answer. We've had field position so far. We've got to capitalize on those, but we haven't yet. But we got a lot of time left. It'll go down to the wire, I'm sure.
Yeah, this is going to be just like every other game they've had the last couple years.
Boy, we almost got a block on
Azle
that.
nearly blocks the extra point, but it's going to be 14-7.
Gavin Hacker timed that perfect.
I tell you what, Hacker's playing out of his mind
He's
tonight. He's a kid that wants to make some plays, and
he's turned into a really good little ball player. I enjoy watching him play because he's not scared of contact. It seems like he's in on just about every play on defense. And anything in the second, that gets past the line, anything in the secondary.
So with 10 minutes left in the second quarter, Brewer takes a 14-7 lead. Another long, sustained drive for them. And it was all pretty much on the ground.
Yeah. Well, the offense is going to have to keep their heads up. They got to stay confident. I know they're frustrated because we got the ball on Brewer's side of the field twice in a row and came away without any points. But you just keep churning. I mean, it's just like we said, it's just one of the I think last year weren't we up big on them, and then they came storming back and it went to overtime.
Yeah,
I remember right, I think we were up 3 touchdowns on them.
It was 35-14. Azle led at the half, and then Brewer comes back, outscores them 35-14.
Right.
This is the time of the game where they've got a lot of momentum. They stuffed them on 4th and 1. They just had a long drive. This is where they could go for an onside kick.
Right. Yep.
Best way to catch them off guard.
Yep.
Fuller and Akers are back deep for Azle. Andretti kicks it off. He's going to pooch it. Fuller's going to come up and grab it about the 18. Doesn't have a lot of running room. He's going to be brought down. Only about a return of 7 yards, brought down at the 25. So we've seen Azle move the ball, but they can't finish.
Right.
They're starting off these drives very strong, but when they get in these situations, maybe a penalty, maybe like the play last series where it looked like Tyler Akers had stopped running. Chris thought he was running
it's
across.
little stuff. It was a bad
stuff so
snap,
far.
and then there was that one that looked like it was going to be a little trick play. They just need to take a deep breath and go out there and do their thing. They go out there and do their thing, they'll be fine.
Trips right. Hand off to Mason. If they could get a way to block that linebacker, they might have some running room there, but they've always got one or two guys that are outnumbering the Hornets. So a play that looks like it could go for about 20 yards right down the middle only goes for about 3. Chris takes a snap, going to fire right, but the play is going to be blown dead. They're going to call a false start on Azle. And again, the drives with the penalties and the miscues are continuing for the Hornets.
And we got our left guards holding his arm. I hope he's all right. I don't know if it's left. It looks like his left hand or his left arm. I mean, he's still in the game, but.
And that was actually setting up to be a pretty good play because if you saw where Tyler caught that ball, he was off to the races.
Yep. Or their corners just jam you like crazy. They just get right in your face.
Quick snap route. Gets it out to Gavin Green, but he's going to be tackled right at the line of scrimmage. When Brewer plays press man coverage, and they're no further than about 3 or 4 yards off the receiver.
The hard thing on that is we like running a lot of those snap routes and bubble screens, and it's hard to run those things when they're jamming you like that.
Going to bring up a 3rd and long again. They're going to hand off to Mason. Got some running room, but he's going to be well short. And it looks like Brewer kind of hit him late there. They're going to be about 4 yards short. Gains about 8 yards on the play, but Mason Wobble's hobbling off the field.
Yeah, it looked like somebody landed on him or something.
Wyndham made the tackle
down
on the play for Brewer, and he might have saved a huge gain.
Yeah, he kind of looked like he got tripped up, or he would have busted that one. I wonder if that's what happened. I wonder if he got hurt a little bit, and that's what slowed him down going through that hole. He looks like he's walking it off okay.
So Knox already on to punt away his 3rd punt. He's running. He finally kicks it. Look, he's driving back Williams.
Oh, it's a great punt.
Great punt. Williams going to field it at the 5. He makes a couple Hornets miss, but he's finally going to be brought down inside the 15 at the 14-yard line.
I think Coach Doris is getting on Knox because I think he actually could have run for that one. He was kind of talking to him there because when he kept, he did kind of a rugby style where he ran out to the side, and I think if he had tucked it, he would have gotten it. And
well,
of course he did. You know what? He did that first game of the year, so he's probably second guessing himself
he was
on
told
that a little
not
bit.
to ever do that again,
Right?
And was threatened. Threatened in a good way.
But that might have been one of those where Devin would have said, "Don't do it. No, go."
So Brewer's going to take over at their own 14. Trips right, single receiver to the left. Spriggs is in shotgun. Takes a snap. He's dropping back to pass. Throws a quick tunnel screen. It sniffed out pretty good by Drew Doris, but Brewer gains about 6 yards, 6-7 yards on the play.
Well, they're going to want to try to move. I would think they'd be trying to move quick on us. The defense has been out there a lot.
They're starting to mix it up a little bit. They're starting to throw those little quick passes a little bit more. Spriggs takes a snap, hands off to Cushenberry. Finally, they meet him at just past the line of scrimmage, about a 1-yard gain.
This is a huge play here.
Connor Bennett makes the tackle. Good play from his defensive end position.
3rd and 1, and they're not going to go for it if they don't get it.
I don't know,
We've
man.
got to make a stop here.
Brewer's cocky enough to go for it at this situation.
That's true.
Oh, they just false
That's a
started.
jump. It's got to be a false start. Now, we jumped too. I don't know if it's.
They're going to call a false start on Brewer.
That was one of those where you kind of hold your breath and hope that they don't think we were trying to draw them off or something like that.
Jeremy,
So
write that down for one of your plays of the game to keep an eye on.
that's a big play. It could be a huge play. You're wanting me to write? I did bring a pen and a pad.
So a
here.
3rd and 1 turns into a 3rd and 6 at the Brewer 17. They're going to line up 2 receivers to the left. Pittman's going to line up at wing right. Hand off to Cushenberry. Runs left. Stiff arms. He's going to have enough for a first down. Spins down to about the 31. Tackled on the play by Loxamana, but he gains 14.
Gavin had him one-on-one, but that kid outweighs Gavin by Hacker by 100 pounds probably, so at least 75. That would have been a heck of a play if he could have got him down.
4 receiver set, but they are split way wide on the right side. I mean, they're basically like Baylor receivers. They're out there near the sideline.
Well, they're trying to
Spriggs takes the snap, fakes the option, he fakes the pitch, keeps the option, and gains about 4 yards.
They're trying to spread us out to give them room to run. Is all they're doing. I don't. So far, I don't. They either quarterback down.
Luke Brasino makes a tackle, and Spriggs is slow getting up. He's limping to the sideline under his own strength, but he got hit pretty good by Brasino on that play. So what Brewer's doing here, they're calling a timeout to see if he could catch. He might have had the wind knocked out of him, or doesn't look like it was a leg injury or anything, but they're calling a timeout, give him a break, and that way they don't have to substitute anyone else in there.
Right. I almost get the feeling, and I may be totally wrong. I almost get the feeling they don't trust cutting him loose with that ball throwing it. I mean, he hadn't thrown anything deep. I'll put it that way.
Well, he threw the one deep that Isaiah broke up.
That's true.
So maybe
that's true.
Maybe that's giving him a little bit of fear to try to throw deep on the secondary.
But if you can run the ball, run the ball. I mean, that's just football 101, you know. And that's what they're doing so far. The defense isn't. We've only really given up one long run, but that kid just keeps churning.
Well,
and they got some big old boys on that line.
While we got a quick break here, I'm going to break some news. Azle Volleyball secures 3rd place in district tonight with a 3 games to 2 match win over Brewer.
So they beat
So
Brewer?
we're going to the playoffs for the 2nd consecutive year. Congratulations to the
nice.
Azle Volleyball team.
Is that as high as they can go? 3rd?
Yeah, 3rd's
Okay.
going to be the highest. But they played Alito
That's
really
great.
tough the other night.
Oh, yeah.
Alito beat Ryder tonight. So
They gave them a great game. Oh, Ryder's supposed to be the best team, right?
Right. Fake handoff to Cushenberry. I can't tell if that's Spriggs back in there.
No, it wasn't. He's coming back in right now. They got him a
So
play.
B.J. Williams played quarterback for 1 snap, and Spriggs is coming back in here.
So that kid's a receiver, I'm assuming, right? 88?
Yeah.
They put him at quarterback. But the starter's back in there now.
I'm bringing up a 3rd and 2. 2 receiver left. Spriggs takes a snap. Hands off to Cushenberry. He gets met at the line of scrimmage, but he's going to push forward.
That almost looked like a false start, too.
He's anxious to get going. I mean, he looks
he's
like
leaning.
he's moving and leaning just about every play. He gets 3 or 4 yards right up the middle again, though. It's enough for a Brewer first down. And, again, here we go with the run game. It's a methodical drive. Taking a little bit of time off the clock. They know their defense is playing really well tonight. They've had some great stops, so why not just run the ball, drive the clock down, and see what happens. 4 receiver set. Spriggs takes a snap. He's going to look right. He's going to throw it deep. Brought down by number 12, Pimpton, Camarion Pimpton.
Yeah,
that's why you have a kid out there that's 6'5".
Yeah, he just put it up high and said, "Go get it."
I'm kind of
put
surprised.
up a jump ball.
I'm kind of surprised that they're not putting knock on him wherever he lines up. If he lines up at receiver,
right.
Play goes down to the 25.
I think the reason they may not be doing that is because they move him around so much. It'd be hard to, they don't switch personnel, so they don't give you time to move really.
So the big catch takes them down to the Azle 25, and then on first down, Cushenberry gains 5 yards. So they've got a 2nd and 5 at the Azle 20.
Hornets
Clock's driving. It's under 4:30 in the 2nd quarter.
They got to make a stand here.
Spriggs is in shotgun, and Cushenberry's lined up behind him. Hand off to the left. runs through a couple of tacklers, gets enough for another first down. 7-yard gain on the play down to the Hornet 13-yard line.
Boy, they are just running that clock, too. There's only 4 minutes left in the half.
Garrett Couton made the tackle on that last play for the Hornets. They're running to the left. Actually, they're going to run counter right. Cushenberry again on the right side. Again, turns up about 6-7 yards. It's just they're not able to get him in the backfield or meet him even at the line of scrimmage. He's not even being touched until he's about 3 or 4 yards downfield. Brandon's telling us Loxamana makes that tackle, so you guys that listen and watch Hornet football, you know Jordan plays safety. So if that tells you anything, Hornets aren't getting much push up front or from their linebackers tonight. Spriggs takes a snap, hands off to Cushenberry again on the right side. He's going to be down inside the 5, down to the 3. Seth Hurst makes a tackle, but it's going to bring up 1st and goal for Brewer with 3:09 left in the second quarter. Timeout, Azle. So Brewer's got another long drive. They're using the run game, but they complete a deep pass to Pimpton. 14-7 right now with 3:09 left in the second quarter. Azle's had chances offensively. They just haven't capitalized on great field position. Small miscues here and there, but if we've seen anything from Azle the last 2 games is they come out in the second half and they're ready to play. Scored 21 third quarter points against Crowley, 28 against Granbury. So we know they could score with the ball at the end of the half and coming out in the start of the second half. So.
Right. Well, they're converting on third downs. You know, we're getting them in third, not real long, but 3 or 4 or 5 yards, and they're converting. And yeah, if we could have capitalized on one of the 2 short fields, it'd be a different game. But as good as their offense is moving the ball, their defense has impressed me really more than their offense has, to be honest.
They're aggressive. I mean, they get in your face.
Yep.
They're making you beat them.
Right.
They're not going to give up anything easy.
Nope.
2 receivers right. Cushenberry's in the backfield to the right of Spriggs. Spriggs is going to take the snap. He's going to run right up the middle, but he's going to be met in the backfield. Luke Brasino makes the tackle for loss. 1-yard loss on the play. It's the kind of momentum you need.
It's a big stop on first down. Because you'd sure like to hold them to 3 here. If you can hold them to 3, get the ball back with a little bit of time to do something with it, I don't know how much time they're going to give them. There's just 2:43 left, and the clock's running. They're taking their sweet time every play.
Yeah, every play they're snapping that ball under 10 seconds. 2 receivers right. Cushenberry's to the right of Spriggs. You got to watch out for number 12, Pimpton, on this play. Hand off to Cushenberry again. The ball's out. The ball's out.
I think we got it. I think we got it. We got it.
Azle recovers. Huge play by the defense.
They better not be calling him down.
They're huddling over there acting like they might be talking that he might have been down.
You cannot tell me he was down. They're talking. He was not down.
When they talk this long about it, that's not good news.
He was not down. That kid was not down.
They're going to get the ball to Azle.
Yes, sir. Here we go. Ring that bell, boys. Ring that bell. Here comes Brasino. I don't know if it was him or who. Let's see who rings it. There we go. Yes, sir. Boy, that's a big play.
2:24 to go score.
Well, the Hornets, this team is just full of character. They've shown it from day one of spring football and through the summer and God, they're going to fight. They're going to fight. It doesn't matter what the score is. It doesn't matter what the game situation is. They're going to fight. It's a band of brothers. It really is.
Trips right for the Hornets starting at their own 7. Chris takes the snap.
He pulled it back.
He pulls it. I don't think anyone thought Chris was going to take off and run, but he gains about 6 to 7 yards.
That was a good play.
Not bad for a kid with basically a broken foot now.
You get out of the shadow of the end zone, and now you can run your offense. You got 2 minutes to work with here. We can tie this thing up.
4 receivers, 2 left, 2 right.
He pulled it again.
Fake handoff to Mason. He keeps it. Only gains about 1 on that play. kind of surprised they're not throwing the ball here, but maybe they're just trying to see if they can grind that clock down a little bit more.
I think they want to get a first down and then start operating is what I'm feeling. Run the clock down. If you can't get anything, you punt it away, and there's not much time left. Boy, that was a false start. Right tackle moved that time. We had something going, too. That offensive line is having a hard time tonight.
That's 3 false starts where it's been on pivotal plays.
Yeah.
Listening at home, you cannot have those kind of plays. A 3rd and short situation turns into 3rd and 7.
Right.
You've got a minute. The clock's winding down. You've got just over a minute 30. Bunch right set. Chris takes a snap. Looks back to pass. Throws it deep. There's nobody there.
Yeah.
Receivers aren't running their routes very well tonight, or they're just confused altogether. Incomplete pass.
Yeah, it looked like Tyler stopped his route on that. Either that or he saw something he didn't think he saw.
So here's the situation here. You try to run and get the clock down a little bit and try to get that first down, but now you've got a 4th and 7. The clock stopped, minute 22 left, and the Brewer return man is standing on the 50.
Yeah.
So Brewer's going to get pretty good field position here. But Devin might have told Knock. Knock's going to bunt it away.
Good punt. Roll.
It's going to be picked up. He's going to get knocked out of bounds at the Brewer 49.
It was a good punt. It was
Williams
good
on the
coverage.
return. He caught it off the bounce.
He angled it and used the sideline as an extra defender, and kid caught it and ran out. Couldn't do anything with it. Yeah, it would have been nice if we could have gotten at least one first down there and then tried to do something with it. I understand what they were trying to do there because you don't want to just go 3 and out and not run any time off, but I can't get over how big that guard is. What does he weigh?
6'6", 350.
Good Lord.
So we got Brewer, 4 receiver set, trips to the right. Cushionberry's in the backfield with Spriggs. Spriggs is going to take the snap. He rolls right, completes the pass. About a 9-yard gain, about an 8-yard gain, completes the pass out to Patrick Daniels. Looked like they had pretty good coverage on him. Probably could have just turned around and batted that ball down, but
Yeah.
Spriggs takes a snap, throws a bubble route out to Daniels. He's going to be wrapped up by a host of Hornets.
Good tackle by Hacker.
Gain of about 6 yards. Ball's going to go down to the Azle 36. Still a 4 receiver set. Spriggs takes the snap. He's going to launch it deep left. And he's going to haul in a touchdown. Number 3, Washington makes a great adjustment. I think Jack just kind of got turned around a little bit. Jack Justice didn't find the ball, and Washington did a great job.
And he's running his
finding the
mouth.
ball.
He's running his mouth at the corner. He should have gotten flagged 15 yards there too. They don't know how to not run their mouth over there.
So that's kind of how we talked about just a second ago. You leave that much time on the clock, Brewer's going to try to go downfield and get some plays. Unfortunately for the Hornets, they kind of had a lapse in defense, and now we got a 21-7 offsides on the Hornets.
Well, we got the one saving grace. We got 44 seconds and 1 timeout. So
I just think the way the passing games work tonight, they might just take that snap and down it and go into the half at 21-7. I don't really know if Azle's going to try to do too much.
Yeah, it's things are leaning all one way right now for sure.
So I don't know. I don't think Randy wants to mention his name when Brewer's leading. Do you think?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't either.
So with 44 seconds left in the second quarter, Brewer takes a 21-7 lead. Long touchdown pass. Spriggs to Washington on the play.
Well,
Azle, you gotta think. Will they try to do anything here? I'm willing to bet they probably just take the snap and run a few plays,
Well, it'll
run
probably
plays and let it go up.
depend on the return first. If they get a return, if Brewer is smart, they're just going to kick it out of bounds or out of the end zone. Kick it out of bounds would be better.
Akers and Fuller are going to be back deep for Azle.
If we've got any kind of field position, I feel like they'll try to make something happen, but we'll see.
Andretti preparing to kick
is it
off.
Mario Andretti?
I don't know. I could be butchering the heck out of his name, but
Pooch?
it looks like it's – I don't know if that was a fair catch or – he kind of looked like he was doing a bird wing signal.
Fair catch at the 20. So 44 seconds, one timeout. Ball at our 20. I think they might try to if they could run a running play or two. They get what I would do, and I'm guessing they'll probably do, is try to run it here and get a first down with a run and then open it up. Maybe get a first down, call a timeout, see if we can get field goal range.
Four receiver set. They're just going to hand off to Mason. He's going to run. He's got some running room to the left side.
First
Going to run
down.
out of bounds. I don't agree with that spot because it looks like they're marking them out about 2 yards short of the first down marker. And they do. Could have swore he ran past the marker.
Of course, he stopped the clock. If we can get a first down here, we can run our offense.
Trips right. Chris takes a snap. He's going to hand off to Mason on the right side. Mason has some running room. He's going to run out of bounds. Forced out of bounds at the Azle 41 by number 2, Ballard. So 29 seconds left. They're at their own 40. Maybe
Still got a
maybe
timeout.
take a shot.
We've gotten out of bounds the last 2 plays. I mean, that's what you want to do. I'd keep doing what they're doing right now.
Trips left. They're at the Azle 41. Chris takes a snap. Throws it right to Zeb Cross.
And he gets out of
He
bounds.
gets out of bounds, complete for about a 7-yard gain.
They're picking.
David Moore forces him out of bounds.
Mason's coming out. He's still a little gimpy. Either that or he's winded.
Trips left again. Chris fires right. He's going to have his pass batted down. Batted down by number 83, Clay, on the play.
He's a big kid. How tall is that kid?
Unfortunately, they don't list the heights and
They
weights
don't.
on Brewer's roster, so I couldn't really tell you. 3rd and 3 from the Azle 48.
This could be a big
23
play here.
seconds left. Handoff up the middle. Looks like that was
It's a good run.
Vance.
We're
Vance
getting a little
Guthrie.
extracurricular activity on the far side of the field. There's a flag.
And there's a flag.
And that's going to be on Gavin Green, I believe.
Gavin Green's got to keep his cool over there.
We'll see. Maybe it's offsetting. They were both getting after it.
And see, that's another penalty that you're not using your head. You're not using your head, and you're not thinking about what you need to do for your team, and you're knocking your team out of a positive drive.
Let's see who the penalty's on. I'm afraid that
It's definitely on Gavin because they're sending in Brinson now. They're taking Gavin out of the game. He's still acting like he didn't do anything.
I'm hoping it's just going to be offsetting. It's on us.
So that's going to take away a pretty positive drive.
No, it was offsetting. Wasn't it?
No, they're pushing it back.
Or moving it back. Okay.
They're
I thought-
pushing it all the way back. It's going to be all the way inside the Azle 40 now, all the way back down to the 37. So with 18 seconds left, you got to think they're probably just going to hand off to Mason and let this clock run down and head into halftime down 21-7.
Mouse is over there telling the referees what to do.
Trips left. Mason's in the backfield with Chris to his right. They're going to let Chris throw. He pump fakes. He has nowhere to throw to. Pump fakes a kid up in the air. Oh, he gets hammered out of bounds. There's a
Now we
melee
have
coming
to
out.
have a fight. That kid better get off our
That-
bench or he's going to have a problem.
They're going to throw another
now they're gonna
flag.
throw
Guy's
one
gonna
on
throw the
us.
hat.
Get that kid off the field. Good grief.
I can tell you right now, the ref that threw his hat, if you don't know how to call a game, don't even wear the pinstripes out here because your Brewer Bear tackled Chris Lee about 6 yards out of bounds.
Uncalled for. Completely uncalled for. We didn't do a thing.
He's been doing that for a while.
And I'll tell you this much. Brewer knows that Chris is gimpy. And they're going to they're going to do whatever they got to do to knock him out of the game.
Who was
Completely uncalled
who was
for.
the number on?
99.
So
Was it
number
99 or
99,
94? I thought it was.
Wyndham. Ryan Wyndham tackles Chris Lee about 4. Yeah, I'm going to say his name on air because I want his parents to know. Your son, Ryan Wyndham, tackled Chris Lee about 4 or 5 yards out of bounds.
Yep.
And Brewer better get called for a personal foul or unsportsmanlike on this play. This should not be anywhere close.
Azle didn't do a
to
thing.
offsetting.
They did not do a thing. There weren't punches. There weren't pushing. There wasn't anything. The kid.
Well, the head linesman threw the flag first, then he threw his hat up again. Dead ball, personal foul on Brewer. Unsportsmanlike on Azle.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Offsetting penalties. First down still.
That is completely ridiculous.
That just makes you want to say all kinds of nasty words
Yeah.
on.
My wife told me I wasn't allowed to cuss on here, so I'm biting my tongue over here. That is just insane. They didn't do a thing. The kid gets up, runs off. I'm sure they had a few choice words for him, but it's football.
Trips left. They're just going to hand off to Mason. He's got some running room up the middle. He's going to hurdle the guy.
Timeout. Call timeout.
Mason goes about 6 or 7 yards in the air trying to hurdle the guy.
I think he knocked.
And
He
he
knocked
definitely
every
got the
bit of
wind.
the wind he had out.
Randy Mask is running out there, so we're going to get a full report on this.
I didn't know Mason could get up like that. Well,
Mason got touched about the Brewer 43, and he went airborne to about the Brewer 37.
the bad thing about the frustrated Mason's okay. He just got the wind knocked out of him. I'm pretty sure, and he held on to it. But I think he landed flat on his back, didn't he?
He's walking.
The frustrating thing to me is it should have been. We should have 15 more yards because there is no way we should have got penalized on that play.
So those of you listening at home, Mason walked off the field under his
Did
own
they
strength.
throw a flag on us?
They've thrown a flag for something else. There's a flag on the far
on
side
the far
of the field.
side of the field. Are you
And
kidding
I think
me?
I want to say, I didn't want to say it when it happened, but it looked like maybe Brinson wasn't set.
False start. Yep.
He wasn't set at his outside receiver position. He wasn't set for that full 1 second. I saw him hop up to the line, and then the snap came.
Well, all I'm going to say is I'm glad I'm not going to be in that locker room at halftime.
3 seconds left. They're just going to take a snap, and they're going to down it.
I love my Hornets, but it's been a pretty sloppy half. And they got the work cut out for them. Because Brewer gets the ball second half too, right? To start the
Yeah,
half.
they're going to get the second half kickoff. That's the end of the first half from Hornet Stadium. Brewer Bears are leading the Azle Hornets right now, 21-7 in the battle of the top of the district standings. Azle scored first, went up 7-0.
Scored quick.
Brewers used 3 pretty good drives, running the football, passing the football, got a couple big plays through the air, but Cushionberry's had a great game running the football. Spriggs has had a good game running the football at quarterback. Mix in a couple good plays. They had a long touchdown pass to Washington on the last possession of the second quarter, and they had a long completion to Pimpton. So they're doing a little bit on the ground, a little bit through the air, and Azle's got to get it figured out.
They are. I mean, they're right now they're outplaying us, and our heads are not in the right place. Far too many pre-snap penalties. I don't agree with the unsportsmanlike. I get the one on the receiver on the far side. They were both getting after it, and it was offsetting. I get that. The one down here, I'm not. That's a, what call. But other than that, it's just sloppy stuff. False starts, things like that. And Brewers defense, I think the way they're jamming our receivers is throwing all the timing off on what we're trying to do. I really think that's the problem. Their D-line's not playing bad, but Mason's gotten loose for a few of those. But I think jamming the receivers like they are, they're not able to get into their breaks. And I have a feeling Knock may be out there a little more this half. Knock's a little bit. He's the biggest. He's not. I know he's not a quote unquote receiver, but he's got some size where he could get off the line a little better.
He's the most physical, and that's
Right.
something that Devin had told us a few weeks ago, that they were going to try to move him in for this situation.
Right.
They knew Brewer coming down the road was going to get up and press man coverage.
Right.
And you've got to have a strong receiver. Now, he wasn't talking bad about any of his other receivers like Gavin or Zeb, but when you have a big kid like Knock, a 6'3", 190-pound kid that's physical, you want to get him on the field. And obviously we saw that one possession they scored, he was able to get off the press, gets downfield, and hauls in a long pass.
Right.
I think at some point you've got to ISO Tyler Akers a little bit, use that speed.
Yeah.
Because the best way to get rid of a press coverage is to run right by them. Use your speed to run right by them. And nothing against the other three receivers, but no one has the type of speed Tyler Akers does, that 4.5, 4.6 speed.
Right.
And
With KT out, he's the burner we got.
With KT out, they've definitely got to get him involved, get Tyler involved some way. But
well, and the hard thing on that is, with some of those false starts we've had, that maybe that was the plan. And when you get pushed back 5 yards and you're behind the chains over and over and over, or on a 3rd and short and you get it, it's just killer. It's hard it's hard to run the plays you want to run at the time you want to run them when you're losing 5 and 10 yards a clip.
Well, I can promise you this: we're all three going to lose some money tonight, because the over/under was set at 7 for personal fouls or unsport. Yeah, it's
what
probably
are we
going to
at? I
eclipse
guess
that.
we've had 2 offsetting.
We've had about 3
Does
or
that
4
count,
so
or does
far.
that just count for one?
No, they all count.
Okay.
They all count.
Oh, see,
So-
y'all are just trying to make me lose. That's what it is.
Well, we've got the.
We didn't put any money on it though.
Oh, I thought.
I don't want anybody on the air thinking we're gambling.
Yeah, we're not gambling on school grounds.
We might have bet something on it, but it wasn't money. Well, Mr. Cobb may be coming up here to speak, but I haven't heard back yet. I asked Athletic Director Becky Spurlock to come up here and talk a little bit, but or if she could. I waited too long to text her. She's going to do that in the Abilene game. We'll talk about the bond a little bit, but I'm hoping Mr. Cobb will come up here and we can talk about those science labs. New science labs and some of that we're going to get soon.
We need 'em.
And brag on the high school a little bit. You know, he's nominated for Principal of the Year. He already won Principal of the Region. I don't know if a lot of people know that or not, but that's quite an honor. And he's got a good shot at winning, basically best principal in the whole state. And
That's awesome.
it's pretty awesome.
Well, we got Brewers band on the field, and I think
We don't want to listen to them,
probably
do we?
never a better time than to take a break and
We'll take a break.
Let our voices get back in action. Take a break for.
We'll
us.
see if Randy comes up here, Cobb. If he doesn't, I'm going to hang this mic out there and we'll listen to the Marching Green Pride. But I don't want to listen to Brewers band. Do you?
No matter what, I'm about to dig into this hot dog because I'm extremely
Oh,
hungry.
you got a hot dog? I'm going to
so
poke my
unless
head. My
people-
wife better have something
Unless
waiting for
people
me.
want to listen to me eat on the air, then we're not.
Because I
We're
brought
gonna do
a
that.
different chair this week
Okay.
that doesn't have arms, so I can get out of this one, so I can eat at halftime. Hey,
right.
It's not. We don't have chicken fried steak like we did last week.
No,
do
we don't have babes, and we need to step up our game for the press, the media, the radio guys. We need to step up our game here in Azle. So
Austin was very impressed.
Make a call.
I'll
Make
see
a
what I can do.
call. You know,
We can
just
call the Azle
take care of
Cafe
us.
and have them deliver something at halftime next time.
We'll order
Austin was real
capriccios
impressed. He said, we got in the car last week. He said, man, I didn't know I was going to get to have chicken fried steak at halftime. I said, well, we didn't either. So that was pretty cool. Well, let me find some tunes we can put on here while we'll see if I don't know if Mr. Cobb will make his way up here or not, but he might.
We've got 22 minutes left in the half, and I can promise you we won't resume action until about 30 minutes from now. I'm going to go 8 minutes over on the halftime routine, so we'll start.
Oh, we got another bet
Yeah,
going?
We're
Another
going
over
to
and under?
return. It's 8:15 right now, so I bet we return to action at about 8:45.
Okay, well, I'll find some music we can put on like we did last week, and if Mr. Cobb comes up here, then we'll sit back down and I'll interview him if you don't want to do it.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, buddy. Well, I'm back. Jeremy Clark went to eat a hot dog, and the illustrious Randy Cobb, principal of Azle High School, popped his head in the door, and so we're here with him. Randy, I appreciate you coming up here in short notice. No, it doesn't have an earpiece. You're just gonna have to listen to me. Oh, there we go. Hang on a minute. Let me get you situated here.
Now we're
There you
good.
go. Yeah, it doesn't have
Good.
it doesn't have
I got you.
volume.
Yeah, good.
I just wanted to ask you how the year's going so far, and does it feel like we're getting back to normal a little bit?
We're close to normal. Of course, we're not there yet. We're looking at, of course, the gaps, the learning gaps are a real concern. We just finished 10 weeks of school and got our first 9-week reports out and looked at the data. And, not surprisingly, we found some gaps that we have. We have a great instructional program at the high school and the district that's giving us a lot of support with our instructional coaches. I have to say that 'cause they are being very helpful with all of our departments in addressing these areas of deficiency. So we've got all that in place, working with it. So we're getting closer to what we were. But yes, we have a great start. Good
and
numbers.
Enrollment's going up and up and up. Right?
Numbers, we're a little over 2,000 right now, and we're very usually through a week we'll vary anywhere from 1995 to 2005. But it varies 10 to 12 kids roughly. But we're right at just a little over 2,000 in high school right now, which is up about a little over 100 students from where we were.
Okay. Is that so? Like 2 years ago, where would we have been?
We would have been around in the 1800s, 1820, 1830.
Okay. Well,
so.
Good. I was wondering if you could tell us kind of some of the, we've got this bond election going on, and it's all focusing on growth because we're just, who would have thought, 10 years ago we'd have 2,000 kids in this high school.
Exactly.
And if you could just kind of go over some of the projects that are involved in the bond, why we need them, where those deficiencies are. I know we've got a lot of portables out back right now that nobody is crazy about using. And I just kind of want to turn you loose on that.
Well, the two referendums are both needed. A and B.
They're needs, not wants.
They're definite needs, and we would say that our first priority, and it has been for a long time, would be to address our science labs, and that's just something that we need to really pay attention to.
Right. How many do we have right now?
14.
14, and we need how many?
We need 14, but what I'm saying is right now we have 12, but
12.
we need the 14 labs. But in that, it's not so much the number we have; it's the quality.
The quality and the size.
Right. So we need labs that will meet the needs for the TEKs, for the curriculum that we're teaching to prepare the students. So we need those. We need our cafeteria, of course, is it's just outdated, and we've outgrown it. Our lunches, we do okay. We do have lunches. We have students in the hallways. We have them in the commons area. I have seniors in the commons area. So we may do, but it's certainly not ideal. Those are not cafeterias.
Right.
Those are eating spots, eating spaces, and so we make it work.
I've said it on here more than once. I grew up in Weatherford, graduated in '90, so I went to middle school in whatever it was, '87. And the middle school that I went to in 1987 is way bigger than the cafeteria we have right now at a 5A high school with 2,000 kids.
So the need is there, and we're looking at that. So we've got those two areas that we really need some support in. Our dressing room areas, and let me go back to the cafeteria a minute. We've got restrooms that serve the auditorium, that serves a lot of our fine arts activities as well. And then day-to-day operations, not even close to what we need. So we really would love to be able to address those, and really like to see if we can expand those and make those up to date. And then, of course, the space for the number of students we have.
Right.
But then, our dressing areas for students that are in athletic programs, we've got students that are sharing 2 and 3 lockers, all the way through. That's an area. Our fine arts area, in terms of the band area, the choir, the theater. All of those, along with our auditorium, those are programs that need to be expanded. And our growth is there. We've our numbers have increased over 20 to 30%.
Do you know how many kids are in band right now?
Well, the
band in
about 250, 270.
Okay, 270. Yeah.
And so when you take those numbers, and we're actually we'll march around 220, 230 as far as actually marching. but those are the numbers that are in the program, around the 250, 260 numbers,
Right.
roughly. So, we need those areas. And so those are just some of the main focus areas that I would hope that we can address in this. And we
And
appreciate the
welding,
opportunity.
welding as well,
And in
right?
the CTE area, I want to come to that area. We've got one welding class. We have a waiting list.
Right.
We literally have a waiting list of
So how many
students.
kids are in it right now?
Well, we're running
And how
over.
many and how many are
Well,
waiting?
we're running over 20 students, 20 to 25 in each class.
Right.
And then we've got a waiting list that the counselors just hold to hope spots open up. So when new students enroll, which they are every single week, those opportunities are not there for the students because
Right.
the waiting list. So with a second welding class, this will be paramount for us in the
Right.
CTE program, and it'll make a huge difference for our program. We're doing a lot of certifications in that area as well, so that will really be enhanced with this.
Well, and that CTE program is so paramount because college isn't for everyone, and some of these kids I mean, that's not what they want to do, and there's so many good jobs out there that don't necessarily require a degree, and some of these kids, that's what their passion is, and we can turn them out of high school and have a career going the day that they graduate. And
With the number of certifications that we have and the number of licensees that we provide and offer, it's unreal. It's unlimited what can be done through
Right.
Azle High School. And again, these students can take these, and some of these will require 2-year programs, some require less. And so when they get out for advanced, out of high school, so this is really an opportunity for our students to come out. And again, you mentioned it. If you come out and with this welding cert, you can go out and immediately you're going to make really good money.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
so that's an opportunity for our students.
Right. The main thing on this stuff is, you hear a lot of people say, well, they're just trying to keep up with the Joneses. They're trying to do this and that. It is absolutely not what we're doing. It is a growth thing. These are things we need as a school to service the kids that we have and to give them the education that they need, that they deserve. And we're not trying to go overboard with any of these things. And I just,
we've kind of talked about this as a district and as a campus, but it just stands to really repeat, and that would be, we're looking at the growth that you're talking about, and that's inevitable. But the second area is just academic excellence,
Right.
and providing what our students really need. And then thirdly, for the safety element of having that space that we
Right.
need for our students for the growth.
Right.
So those are 3 areas that really I think should cause us to stop and think about where we're going and what we want to do.
Right.
Azle High School is a strong high school. Azle ISD, very strong. So we want to capitalize.
There's so many good kids in this town, and they deserve the best, and they at the very least they deserve adequate, and we're not there. And we're not trying to go over the top. We want to have adequate facilities for these kids, and we've got to pass this stuff to do that. And I'm gonna brag on you. Tell me what you won this year.
Well, I was named the Texas Association of Secondary School Principals Principal of the Year for Region 11, and so
Which covers
it's
what all is that? What all cities?
well,
would that
the
cover?
whole Region 11 goes to approximately up to from Wichita Falls to maybe say Hillsboro, just this Region 11 area over through Fort Worth and all the surrounding schools, and then Dallas starts another region.
Okay.
So we go. It's just a broad
Out of
area there.
all those big old schools, you won Principal of the Year. I mean, I just think that's so awesome. And I talked to I've got 2 sophomores, and I tell them all the time, y'all don't understand how lucky you are. And every kid that I know a ton of them, all of them. Oh, Mr. Cobb's the best, Mr. Cobb, and you love those kids just like the rest of us do. And so, when is the voting for the overall for the state?
Well, what they do, then they have a state competition if you choose to go and participate in the state competition, and they'll look at that, and that's in the December. And so
okay.
I'm in the process of making that decision whether I want to go ahead and submit more of that. I didn't submit for this. This is something that your colleagues
Your
and your peers in the area, based on your body of work, and just being around and working with you in your schools.
Right.
But I can tell you, honestly, there are many principals, there are principals in our school district, many of them, that well deserve this much more than Randy Cobb does. I will tell you that. I'm just
Well,
blessed.
I'm not gonna say that, but you can say that.
Well,
but yeah, we have a great staff. I'm very
We
proud of our
do.
district, and we've got some good folks in this little bump in the road town of ours that just keeps growing and growing. So, well, the band's out there about to do their thing. I'm gonna hang my microphone out this window, and we can listen to them. Randy, I appreciate your time, especially coming up on short notice, and go down there and get you a hot dog, and
Okay.
good luck the rest of the school year.
Yeah, thanks for taking time.
Okay.
Go Hornets.
Absolutely. Appreciate you.
We're back live here at Hornet Stadium for the second half. Hope you guys enjoyed that Back in Black by DJ Jeremy Bay. Hazel's down 21-7, so hopefully they get some luck like they had the last couple games. Scored 21 against Crowley, 28 against Granbury the last 2 weeks in the third quarter, so they've got a chance to get back in this game, but they're gonna have to make a stop on defense first, because Brewer's gonna get the ball to start the second half.
Oh, absolutely. The game's far from over. 2 touchdowns. We were down 2 or 3 to Burleson a few weeks ago. Came back and won that one, so we can do this.
Balderas is getting ready to kick off. Kicks it deep. It's going to go inside the 10. Takes it at the 5. He's going to be hit hard at the 15 and driven back.
Nice. Great coverage on that. That's the way you want to start the half. Pretty much a
Number
necessity.
7 on the return for that, Sinclair for Brewer. Couldn't see who made the tackle right off the bat. There's a few black jerseys down there. Loxamana. Jeremy's got a full hot dog, so he's gonna take a bite.
So you're tattling on me. You got to eat one, and I didn't.
Not to use a ticket reference, but you're eating on the air.
Yeah. Are you eating on the air?
We got a personal foul penalty already.
We're
Brewer.
We're definitely over.
You guys are both gonna owe me that steak dinner here in a few days.
That wasn't no steak dinner.
Yeah, we bet steak dinner in my head.
All
I
right,
might not have just said it out loud.
It's going to be a cheap, thin sirloin
No.
out of the green meat section.
We're
at
gonna
Walmart.
call up Mark Laudenheimer. He's gonna hook us up big time. He's gonna make you pay. Brewer's gonna start at their own 7. Bunch left set. Spriggs takes a snap, hands off to Cushenberry. Running on the left side. He's gonna get tackled.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he gets out of the tackle. He's running right. He gets brought down.
He almost got a safety on that play. If we could, he ran all the way back to the goal line. If we'd had a linebacker or somebody there,
Brought down for about a 3-yard loss on the play, and that's a great way to start the second half. 76. Trumbridge, is that how you say his name? Trumbridge.
I believe. That's
I've
what
got to learn his
Trumbridge.
name. I've got to learn his name because he's making some plays this year.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go put Brewer in a second and long at their own 4. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Spriggs drops back to pass, tunnel screen, and Pittman gets hammered. Gain of maybe a half yard on the play. They finally come up and knock the heck out of them. 76 again. Give him his credit, Jeremy.
They ran Bersenio on a straight all-out blitz on that right side, and he almost got to him, and they were just all over. It was that middle screen like they're good on those middle screens. I haven't seen anybody really do much with it all year.
Brewer facing a 3rd and 12. They've got trips left. Pipton's single receiver to the right. Spriggs going to drop back to pass. He's going to throw a flare out to Cushenberry. He's going to be wrapped up and thrown down. Rodeo tackle by Loxamana. Gets thrown down hard to the turf for about a 3-yard gain, and Brewer's going to have to punt on their first possession.
Got people standing. I'm trying to tell them it's okay to stand. I can stand up. I don't want people sitting if they want to stand. Not many people can get in my field of vision, but Chris Dean, I think.
If you stand up,
he's the only one in town that he's got a big head.
I'm pretty sure if you stand
I
up.
wear a 7 3/4 hat. He may have me beat.
Brewer's going to punt, and Fuller standing at the Brewer 45. He's going to field this. He's already got 10. Got 15 yards. Got 20. Gets hammered down about the 26-yard line.
About 15 yards.
Go close to 20 yards on that return.
All right, boys.
So Azle once
what
again.
What are we going to do different here this time? This is the 3rd time we've started a drive on their end of the field. What do you think?
They're actually going to mark it down at the 27, but it's great field position. I think you got to sustain the running game a little bit. You got to get them off a little bit. Just the way they force the run game, and they keep showing blitz. They've got a false start again.
Gavin Green, he's having a hard time. He got flagged. Sorry, I got a mouthful of hot dog. Got flagged on that unsportsmanlike, and that one is just they're jamming us so much. Those receivers are just trying to get off the line so quick, and you just got to be patient.
Well, they've got to find a way to open up that passing game too. Lee drops back to pass. He's throwing left.
Got a man.
Has a man. It's Akers. Akers stays on his feet. He's going to score a touchdown. 33 yards. Chris Lee to Tyler Akers on the out route to the left.
Boy, that was
33-yard touchdown.
That was a heck of an effort there because that kid had him stopped, and he wasn't going to be denied.
Great play for Tyler.
Tyler
Staying on his feet.
I love it. Tyler's a good kid. He had kind of a tough half. There was a couple of routes that looked like he might have quit on, or maybe not quit, but read it different than maybe he should have. And boy, I like seeing that.
That's what you got to do. You got to get the ball to your fastest kid on the
That's right.
team, and they did. And Caleb's kick is good. It's right through the upright, hit the track.
I mean, but besides Chris, Tyler and Mason are probably our two biggest playmakers, really, on the offensive side of the ball. And man, you just got to force feed it. You got to get it to them. You still had a pre-snap penalty, which they've got to clean that up. But I like the answer. That's the third time we've been on their side of the field, and we had to get points there. Absolutely had to get points.
That's another quick.
That could have been
like
a backbreaker.
They come out strong on defense. They do everything the right way on defense. Force a punt, take the ball, take 2 plays to score, and all of a sudden a 21-7 lead turns into 21-14 with 9:33 left in the third quarter.
And we had a ball game before, but now we really do. Boy, I'd love to see them pin them back and turn that defense loose again. They were blitzing like crazy. Jack Clark's out there in front of me. I hadn't seen him in forever.
Jeremy's got some fanfare from the stands. Balderas kicks deep again. He's going to take it at the goal line. Sinclair has some running room to the right. He's going to be tripped up about the 23.
Yeah,
I thought for a second there Pisano was going to get called for a late hit, but it looks like he got pushed into him.
He got in that pack and was able to – we didn't really have this side of the field blocked off, and he broke loose of it. And
well, that's the classic kick that we hear about. You know, Coach Davidson talk. They want to kick it high. They want to kick it deep. Caleb's definitely got the leg strength to do that. And instead of calling a fair catch, they try to run it out. And
of course,
Brewer started at their own 23.
We got them pinned behind the 25. That's really the goal.
Brewer's going to come out in a 2-back set. They're stacked behind each other behind Spriggs. Spriggs takes the handoff, fakes the dive, has a little option room.
Yep.
Runs it around for about a 4-yard gain on the left side.
So now we know.
That was a unique formation there.
We know what the little wiggle wrinkle they're going to try to that they came up with at half. That was a straight old school I formation option play.
And and the shotgun though it was strange not seeing the quarterback under center.
Right.
Spriggs takes the snap, hands off to Cushenberry, runs left, makes a guy miss. He's going to get a first down, still on his feet, still running, churning out hard yards. Going to get up to about the 39. Looks about to be about a 13-yard gain on the play.
How old is he?
Cushenberry is a Cushenberry is only a sophomore.
Oh, Lord. We got to deal with him 2 more years.
1st and 10 from the Brewer 39. They got 2 receivers left, 1 single to the right.
I guess somebody else could recruit him before next year.
Cushenberry's going to motion out. Well, that's not Cushenberry. Who's that, number 19 again?
Yes.
He wasn't set.
He wasn't set. He's bouncing around. Spriggs going to roll right. He's getting pressured. Fires the ball out to number 5, Williams.
Oh, a fumble. Is he down?
They're going to mark him down.
Boy, it looked like that ball
Number
came
5,
out.
Patrick Daniels. Sorry, not Williams. I get number 5 and number 3 mixed up, or number 1 mixed up. They're kind of similar build.
Yeah.
Going to bring up a 2nd and 1. Brooks is in the backfield with Spriggs. They're going to hand off to Brooks. He's got some running room to the left. He's going to be wrestled down.
There's a flag.
Knock. They throw a flag.
I'm thinking that's got to be a hold on number 12.
Well, where they threw the flag, it looked like he threw it after Knock made the tackle, so could be looking at.
It wasn't a horse collar. It didn't
No.
look like a face mask either to me.
He slung him down pretty good. Drew Doris is coming off the field.
Slinging them down isn't a penalty though. Unless there was a horse collar. He is on the far side. Maybe we couldn't see it.
Well, he's talking to the Brewer head coach, Peterman.
Well, everybody's holding their breath on this.
They're waving the flag off.
I think he thought it was a horse collar maybe, and it wasn't.
Still going to be enough for a first down for Brooks. Brooks is a shifty little runner, too. He's got some good speed. Looks like Cushenberry might be back in the game. Is that number 40?
19.
Number 19 still. See, my eyes are terrible. 19 to 40.
You're doing the wrong thing. If you need to get some, we're going to go get some glasses. I'm going to go with
Let's
you. I'm going to
go.
take you to Costco. You get a good deal.
Plus these numbers, man. They got to have these flashy uniforms with the flashy numbers on there. Hand off to Brooks again on the left side. Finds little running room, but he gains about two yards on the play.
Well, it's time for the bend don't break to kick in here because they're on our side of the field on the 40. You don't want to let them get, they get a first down, they're in field goal range. So you've got to keep them away from that, if at all possible.
Peyton Pisano on the tackle.
But they're going to go. It's 4 down territory, I think. So second down and
they're motioning
7.
Pimpton to the right. They're going to hand off to Brooks to the right. Finds a little gap, but Hornets tackle him for about a 3-yard gain, brought down by Seth the Hammer Hurst.
Hammer, the hammer.
The most impressive thing I've seen him do this year is when he knocked that Crowley offensive lineman clearly on his backside.
Yeah.
And that kid looked like he had about 100 pounds on Seth.
All right, this is a big play. 3rd and 5, 5.5 maybe, because this is 4 down. They're going to go for it if they don't get it, I guarantee.
They've got 2 tight ends.
At the
They're
Hornet,
going to go 2 back set.
38.
Spriggs and shotgun. Williams is motioning out left. False
There's
start.
5 yards. Put
And they
5
got
yards
lucky.
on them.
They got lucky because that was going to be a low snap. And
Put 5 on them.
Rowdy Dawson
There we
might have had
go.
a chance to pick that up and run for the most glorious play a defensive tackle can have, and that's a fumble recovery running toward the end zone.
Well, now Brewer's getting a little sloppy. Let's see what 3rd and 10. They're still 4 down territory, so they're going to try and at least pick up 5 here.
Keep an eye on number 12, Pimpton.
Yeah, I would say 12 on an out here in the flat.
Spriggs
is what
takes a snap. He's looking right. He's looking his direction. He throws it that way. It's incomplete. He throws it low and outside. Good pressure there on the play by
And look
number
at
20,
Isaiah
Garrett
being-
Caton, and number 40.
Isaiah being a good sport on the sideline, helping him with his shoulder pad. Well, they may be punting here.
Josh Davidson and Garrett Couton got good pressure, made Spriggs throw a errant pass on that play. Now,
Well,
Brewer's going to come out.
I'm
They're
surprised.
gonna show punt. We'll
They're-
see if they go.
If they do, the Hornets need to be proud. That's a big stand right there. A block would be nice.
I don't like them being about 8 yards off the Brewer receivers because it sets up for an easy fake if they want to throw it.
And they're running somebody in motion here. Was that a flag?
No,
or
there's,
timeout?
looks like there's a timeout.
I think the
maybe
Hornets
for
called
Basil.
timeout. Oh, delay game. Oh, they're trying to give it. Well, they're did it on purpose. They're trying to give themselves a little more room for that kick. But they ran number 3. They ran number 3 in motion. Maybe they were trying to get us to jump or something, but they're running them in motion again, so we need to watch that for sure.
Fuller standing at his own 10. Andretti punts. It's a low one.
Let it go.
It's going to bounce.
Let it go.
It's going to bounce and go.
No, he went in. He's in
the
the end zone.
No, they're going to call it.
Are you kidding me? He still had the ball.
I'm not too sure about this call here, but I felt like
If you field the ball and take it into the end zone, is that not?
the momentum should carry you in the end zone. That should be a touchback.
I mean, that's a touchback, correct?
Yeah, that's a touchback, but unfortunately, the Hornets are going to start at their own 1 yard line, and
Unless a high school rule is different. If you the kid fielded the ball at the half-yard line, fell into the end zone with the ball.
The ball clearly crossed the plane.
Yes.
So you guys listening at home, do a quick Google search for us. Look up UIL rules and see if you guys come up with that. Send us a text.
It's a chance for us to pad our stats.
Brandon says it's a chance to pad the stats, and they got to get out of their own end zone first. Lee's going to take a snap. He's got an out route to wobble, but he overthrows him. Threw a little bit too high and outside, but Mason was there. I like that play because if you're playing a press man and you're covering man on those receivers, clear them out and put Mason one-on-one with that linebacker, and you're going to get some gains.
I'd almost do the same thing because they're blitzing.
2nd and 10, and
He got out of the end. No, his forward motion got out of – oh, my God. Are you kidding me? They gave us a safety.
Yeah, he got
He
met.
brought the ball out of the end zone.
Well, it looked like he got met in the end zone before he was able to cross the goal line. And that's one of those plays I was hoping they weren't going to run because they have not had any sort of success running the ball up the middle tonight because they've got 5 offensive linemen blocking 5 D linemen. They've got a linebacker that's gone unblocked, and they've got a safety that's playing up in the box.
Right.
So you've got 2 extra guys every time that they're not getting a guy on.
Right.
So when you run those zone read plays and you hand off to the running back, guess what? It's 7 on 5. You got 5
they're
blockers.
on top of you, yep.
Chris isn't going to be able to hand off and try to block a linebacker at the same time. So
Right.
I would have gone back to that same play that they ran to Mason the first time, giving him a little cushion because it was there. So Azle's going to end up having to kick off from their own 20.
Well,
Someone
we
just
just got
opened the
reports that the Brewer, whoever's up in their press box is bumping their gums at our parents apparently down here. I guess they don't feel like paying attention to their own ball game.
So Caleb's going to have to kick off from the Azle 20.
I'm not a fan of Brewer. Have you picked up on that?
Yeah.
I don't guess
I've
anybody.
definitely
I don't
picked
guess
up on
anybody
that.
on this side of the field is.
Caleb kicks it as deep as he can. Number 1 on the return, Williams, or 7, number 7.
Oh, that should be a penalty. There we go.
Sinclair.
There's a penalty on Brewer right there. There's 15 more yards. Number 28 came up and hit Pisano. It was Pisano, I believe. Pisano didn't do a thing. Then the kid started running his mouth. It's chippy, I'm telling you. I'm not the only one that doesn't like them.
And Sinclair returns it out to the 43, the Brewer 43, but they're going to get pushed back. 28 looks like he's the one that's going to get a penalty called on him.
Is it 28 or 20? I thought it was 24.
Is it 24? I'm going to say it's probably Carson Tayfell.
That's 6.
Yeah, the ref started to say offsetting, and he corrected himself. He was about to get a earful from the Hornet faithful. Well, that's a big penalty.
That's going to push it back to the Brewer 28.
I mean, if you get a safety and you can, the other team's possession starts at their 28, that's an achievement. So.
The only problem with that safety is it makes it a 2-score game again.
Right. Oh yeah, it's not good, but
Brewer comes out 3 receivers, 2 left, 1 right. Cushenberry's going to line up to the right of Spriggs in the backfield. Spriggs takes a snap, counter left. Cushenberry spins off the first tackler, but he's going to be met. Josh Davidson meets him about a yard downfield. Gain of just a yard on the play. They did a good job. I thought that was going to go for more yards.
yeah,
but
it
they
looked
bubbled
like
it up pretty quick.
It looked like they had it set up and they're pursuing. They're gang tackling like they usually do. Well, Brewer just does not swap out kids. They just don't change their sets and they make it hard. It make it hard for Azle to get fresh legs on the field.
Still got 3 receivers, 2 to the right this time. Pipton's going to line up at a left wing. Cushenberry's going to line up to the right of Spriggs. takes a snap. He fakes it to Cushenberry, rolls right, finds a wide open receiver, but he short hops it to him.
If we can
Number
just bottle,
one, B.J. Williams, the intended receiver, he was wide open. He probably didn't have guys within 5 yards of him.
if we can just bottle that run up, I am not afraid of 15's arm. I'm just not. He's been wild all night. Unless it's just some easy little pass in the flat, he hadn't completed it. And
Got to bring up a 3rd and 9.
let's go, boys.
From the Brewer 29. You got to look
big
number
play.
12's way again.
It's
He's
a big
probably going to go
play.
to Pimpton.
Got a
Spriggs back to
blitz.
pass. He's looking right. He's throwing deep.
Pick it.
Justice is there.
There we
Jack
go.
Justice
Nice
with a
play.
Great pass breakup.
Nice play.
Great play by number 28, Jack Justice, the senior corner.
That was the same play they ran on the far side of the field in the first half. That jump ball. That was a good pass and good play the first half, and they were ready. The Hornets were ready for it that time. I thought they were going to pick it, but couldn't quite get up high enough.
I got to tell you something. I mean, there may not be a better halftime adjustment coach than Cody Gilbert.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
his defense just comes out on fire every third quarter
Yeah.
that we've seen this year.
Yep.
So Brewer's going to be punting.
What do you think?
Azle should be getting good field position.
I hope that wasn't offsides on us. It looked like we might
Deep
have.
punt. Isaiah calls for a fair catch. He hauls it in. Going to be about the 35-yard line.
We just swapped into the field.
Both teams playing pretty good defensively. Azle's got a score. They scored their first possession of the quarter, and Brewer got a safety on that last possession when a very questionable touchback. Should have been called. The kid literally touched. He might have touched the ball at the 1, but he went sailing into the end zone.
He took the ball with him. He
took the ball
didn't
with
throw
him.
the ball back.
Yeah, he took the ball with him.
I'm calling Cohen on my way home. Mark will set me straight because maybe that's a high school rule. Maybe where you touch it is where it's dead. I don't know.
Bunch left. Watch for Akers going on an out. Well, maybe no. He's going in motion this time. They're going to hand off to Mason. He's got some room to the right side, but it's bottled up quick. Got a 5-yard gain. That's better than what they have been running up the middle.
We need to get him going. It's kind of been one of those stop and start nights. You know, you'll have a good run and then.
Chris takes a snap. He
Nice.
keeps it. Nice fake.
Nice
Running hard.
First
Gets down for a first down. Nice 6-yard run by Chris.
That was a good read on that linebacker crashing.
Runs over a couple Brewer defenders.
Because if he had let Mason keep that, he would have lost 3 yards.
It's
on
about
it.
the time you need to run some twist routes. They're playing press man. Cross them up a little bit. Trips right. Single receiver left. He's going to fire left to Gavin Green, and he hauls it in. No, he drops it.
Gavin's having a hard game. That was a tough catch to make, but
David Moore with the pass breakup.
I was just about to say we need to do a little play action fake on that and throw, and that's what they did, and it was there. It was just that would have been a tough catch. That's
Offsides again. It's a free play. Chris is going to fire deep down the left sideline.
That's interference. And interference. Thank you, David Moore.
That's going to be interference on David Moore.
I used to coach David.
Number
and
25, David Moore.
I'll take it.
If you didn't hear his name, let's say it again. David Moore
David
on the
Moore
pass
with
interference
the
penalty. I'm just giving David a
he's
hard
had a
time
good
'cause
he's
he-
played he's had a good
really,
game.
He's a really good player.
Yeah, he's had a good game so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Personally, I wish he was still here in Hazel.
Oh, I do too.
He's a good athlete, man.
I keep trying to talk his mama into it, and she won't have it.
Well, let's get her. Let's
Oh,
Yeah.
Shawanda's the best.
That penalty's going to take it down. It's going to give the Hornets a first down at the Brewer 38. And look who we have back in the game. We've got Knock back at left receiver. He's at X receiver, singled out to
Boy,
his
hit
left.
it deep right here. I'd hand it off one time and then play fake and throw it to Knock.
Mason's.
But they're coming.
He's dropping back. He's going to fire. Tries to fire about a 10-yard hitch route. Skips it in there. That's one of those throws where if you're not playing on 100% foot, those are the throws that are hard to make right there.
And I think he might have seen that Knock got out of his break late and David was coming. I almost wonder if he threw it in the carpet on purpose.
Trips right again. Hand off to Mason. He's got some running room to the right.
Go!
Up the middle.
Go!
He's going to be brought
Dadgummit.
down about the 20.
He's gimpy.
Touchdown
Mason's-
saving tackle by number 24, Elmore on the play.
Mason's gotten up slow a few times tonight. He's going to have to come off the field. Boy, that safety just barely got him. He almost took it to the house.
It looks like the way he was thrown down and how he's on the field right now, looks like he hit his head.
Maybe.
He might not know where he is right now. He might think he's in a completely different place.
Well, he kind of grabbed his one time when he came off, he kind of grabbed his knee or his ankle and went over there and walked it off. It wasn't anything bad, but I just wonder if maybe that he came down funny and it flared back up on him or something.
He had about an 18-yard gain on the play, and you hope
That's
that
a
he
good
can
gain.
recover. Vance Guthrie, he's got to come in, and Vance had a pretty good game against Crowley a few weeks ago, had 121 yards, but
He had a good first down, got a first down on a good run in the first half, too.
Earlier in the first half.
Yeah.
He struggled a little bit against Granbury. He only had 2 yards on 6 carries, but Mason's walking off the field under his own
He'll
strength.
be all right. Go over there and get a little Gatorade. Let's put 7 on the board here, and then next time out, he'll be fine.
As they used to say in the old days, put some dirt on it.
Rub dirt on. I still
Rub
tell
dirt
kids
on
that. When I'm umpiring, I'll tell them, hey, grab a handful of dirt. And the little ones actually believe you when you tell them that. So
They're going to line up in a trips left. Knox still out there. He's the ex-receiver to the far left.
I'd go Gavin right here up
Chris
top.
drops
Nope.
back to pass. He's going to fire it to the end zone. It's going to be out of bounds.
I think that was a
Looks like another miscommunication. I got blocked by the little window here, the bar.
Derek's talking to Tyler. I think Tyler maybe ran the wrong route.
Tyler looked like he was open for a brief second.
Chris thought he was going to be in the back corner, and he kind of squared it off instead of going back to the back corner.
2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Guthrie's in the backfield. They're going to fire it to Knock. He catches it.
Hang on to
Stays
it.
on his feet
Yes,
into the touchdown.
sir, baby!
20-yard completion from Chris Lee to Knock Aya. Post route, perfectly thrown ball. Knock comes down with the catch, breaks 2 tackles, runs into the end zone. Makes the score 23-20. Brewer. Azle's only down by 3 now. Caleb Alder's is going to be on for the extra point.
Are we allowed to start calling him Dion yet?
Let's not make
Well,
his
he's
head
a
too
corner
big.
and a receiver now, so I don't know who else he would be. That was a nice little catch and run, too.
Balderas nails the extra point. It's going to bring the score. Brewer 23, Azle 21 with 3:36 left in the third quarter. And by the looks of it, you have probably about 2 minutes. Go get you something cold to drink because you're going to want to have a few cold drinks to watch the end of this game because it's going to get exciting.
And we're not going to tell you what kind of cold drinks, but
We don't want to tell you.
those would be fine too. You know, that was a heck of a play because he had to really work to get that one in the end zone. You know, he caught it clean, but the kid was right on him. It was a great catch, and he had to work to get it in there. But you know, it's pretty cool seeing a kid that has very few catches, is just now starting to play receiver this year, and he's got 2 touchdowns in the biggest game of the year so far.
You look at that catch, a very tough catch, had a guy on his shoulder. Great pass by Chris. He makes that look routine, but the one he's wide open on, he kind of bobbled a little bit
Right.
and almost dropped it. So
And Knock's a cool kid too. Like his family moved here from the Congo when he was 6 years old, and he's just a really always got a smile on his face, hardworking kid. My boys say he's just a great guy. When I've talked to him, he's just a super kid.
He's a P5 player.
Yeah.
He's a P5 player.
Oh, he almost fumbled
Deep
that
kickoff.
kickoff. That's a block in the back, and we don't get called.
Still on his feet, number 1, Williams.
That was a block in the back at the 15-yard line that the ref was right on top of and didn't throw a flag, and it was not on the side. It was a block in the back.
He returns it down to the 40,
And Devin is giving that ref an earful.
it looks
I don't mean to just keep harping on this stuff, but obvious, face mask, holds, blocking the back, stuff like that has got to get called, especially in a game like this. Cody's still chewing on him. Coach Gilbert.
So we have some breaking news we'll release after this play. Brewer 3 receivers to the left. Spriggs and shotgun. Hands off to Cushenberry. Runs to the
Good
right.
tackle.
Nice tackle by
Nice
Loxamana.
tackle. Solo tackle out there by himself on a load. That was nice.
Gain of only 3 yards on the play, but Brandon just noticed that. It's great having Brandon up here, by the way.
It is. He's doing a good job.
They were working on Mason on the sideline, and unfortunately they took his helmet, so that means one thing. He got tackled hard. We saw his head hit.
Yep. Either that or he hurt. Maybe something's hurt. If
He
they
may
took
not
his
know where
helmet.
he's at. Quick snap route. He's going to get
Nice
tackled.
tackle. Yes, Gavin.
Gavin
Boy.
Hacker having a great night tonight.
Hacker the smacker. Boy, he is having a heck of
Williams
a game.
had the catch, but he loses 2 yards. And again, Azle's defense coming out on fire. I'm going to bring up a 3rd and 9 for Brewer.
Hacker gets better every game, I swear. That kid.
He's got 4 offers, man. He's got some
That's
college
awesome.
interest, so
That's great.
props to him. He's having a heck of a game.
All right,
he
boys.
left it out here.
3rd and 9. Let's do something, boys.
3rd and 9 from the Brewer 42. They're going
This
to go
is a big
trips
play.
right. Watch out for number 12.
Make a
Spriggs
play.
rolls right. He's going to
Make a
look
play.
for Pimpton.
Nothing.
Out of bounds
Yes,
again.
sir. I don't see any flags either.
Tried to complete the pass to Patrick Daniels.
All right. 3 and out, baby.
Azle's secondary is really playing strong. I mean, they're looking at Brewer and saying, "Hey, you guys think you can cover our receivers? We'll cover your guys
Exactly,
too." They're going toe to toe, and Azle's defense again gets a great stop. Brewer's going to
That
have
was
to punt
big.
on 4th and 9.
That was big, boys.
D-line getting some pressure.
Yes. And they get to go and sit for a minute. You know, they were on the field that whole first half. They've got to be tired. It's nice to let them get a little bit of a break.
Kickoff. It's going to bounce. Oh, Fuller.
Go in the end zone, please.
It looks like it's going to keep. Oh, it's going to.
No, he kicked it over. He kicked it over that time. Now, are you kidding me?
Give him a. They're going to.
He kicked it over the line.
At the 1 yard
Oh,
line.
my gosh.
Looked like his foot was completely standing on the 1 yard line when he touched the ball. That was a huge mistake by Isaiah by not trying to at least go for the ball.
Yeah, but the
ball bounced at least 25 yards.
But it was skipping and real low to the turf. And
where's Isaiah right now? Because I'll guarantee you he's near a coach, and the coach is probably giving him an earful.
But that would have been a risky ball to field.
Oh,
too,
it was bouncing like crazy, but.
And it was spinning. It wasn't a good kick. It was spinning really weird.
Here we are again. So you got to think they better get this ball out quick, maybe a quick out. Chris drops back to pass, has Guthrie. Guthrie makes a guy miss.
Go, Vance. There you
Out to
go.
about the 12. First down. That's the play they tried to run earlier. That's a great first down call. And that's the kind of play that's going to be there all night because they're playing man coverage.
I wish we had
Cross
replay up
him
here.
up. Oh, he definitely got face mask.
No, I'm talking about the spot. I'm still harping on the spot.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to cry yourself to sleep tonight over those 2 spots. Hornets line up in a bunch left. Vance is gonna line up to the left of Chris. He pump fakes. He's gonna take off.
Just get a first down. Oh, we got a first on. I was thinking we were
He already
short.
had the first, but he got rushed out of the pocket pretty quick this time. Gets only about 1 yard on the game.
Akers is telling
play.
the coaches something. Akers is seeing something in coverage over there. He's wanting the ball.
Well, he's probably knowing that he runs a 4-5, and those guys ain't going to be up. There's only one kid that could probably run Tyler down, and that's number 23. They try to hand off to Vance in the backfield. It looks like they had a little bit of confusion on the exchange. Looked like Chris wanted to pull it, and Vance wanted to take it. It's going to bring up a long 3rd and 9 for the Hornets at their own 14.
50 seconds left in the quarter. This would be a big first down if we could pick this up, just to at least get it out of the shadow of the end zone.
They've got to figure out a way to get Akers the ball. Lee drops back to pass. He's going to fire it deep. He's got
That's a pin. Oh, how do you not?
Overthrows Tyler, but Tyler had a step.
He had a step, and the guy ran up the back of his leg a little bit. I don't know. You could have gotten a flag on that, but they probably just got tripped up.
Tyler's slow to get up on that.
I think
I think him and David did get tangled up, but the pass was about 6-7 yards too far.
He's holding his left arm. I think he came down funny.
This is going to force a punt for Azle, and Brewer should get good field position out of this. Looks like they're going to try to come after it. Knott gets it away. Pretty good punt. It's going to go out of bounds. Oh, no, it's going to stay in bounds. I thought it might have went out of bounds. Goes out of bounds, or gets
Good
down
Azle
about
roll.
the 38. Knock did a pretty good job flipping the field with that punt. That's
Yeah.
a lot better than what I expected.
It almost
to be as
went
soon as
out.
it
We
left his
got
foot.
another 8 or 10 yards roll because it was. I mean, it was on the sideline.
Rainy Mask Insurance score update. Brewer 23, Azle 21. 25 seconds left in the third quarter. Brewer's going to take over possession at their own 38. Trips left. Spriggs is in the backfield. Hands off to Cushenberry. Has some running room to the left. Gets a first down. He's running down past the 40, out of bounds, or tackled, brought down about the 36, the Azle 36.
Yeah, he stayed in.
Gavin Hacker makes the play. Like he's been doing all night. That's probably about 8 or 9 tackles for Gavin. And Gavin's slow to get up. He's down on the field too.
12 left in the quarter. 11. I'm kind of surprised. Oh, yeah, we got a man down. Is that Gavin Hacker?
Yes.
Knox pleading his case to the ref. I think he felt like he got held on that play over on that side. Well, you get towards the end of the season in a hard-hitting game like this, that's when the kids start going down. And we've had a few.
Well, Gavin's been flying around the football all night tonight. He's had a really good game. He's up on his feet. He's limping pretty good, but he's walking under his own strength.
Trainer's still over there with Mason. I just wonder if he's trying to see how he really is.
Is that the trainer or is that Vines? I can't tell.
No, that's the trainer.
Okay. They look the same up top.
Vines. Well, the top of their head. You mean?
Yeah.
Vines is in front of him. The trainer's in a little better shape, I think.
Well,
Round is a shape. Brandon said it. I didn't say that. Brandon said round is a shape.
well, Cushenberry's
He
had
is
a
right,
good
though.
night. Cushenberry's had a good night. He
A
runs it all the
rectangle's
way
a shape
down.
too.
Brewer's going to let the clock wind down. It's going to be the end of the third quarter.
Well,
On to the fourth quarter we go. Brewer's going to take it into the fourth, leading 23-21. Azle's got 12 minutes to come back and win this thing. And I think they got it in them.
oh, they've definitely got it in them. It's just one of those games. It's just kids knocking the fire out of each other. Both of these teams want to win. It's just one of those games. We knew it when it started. It was going to be one of those games. So. It's been a fun game. It's been a frustrating game. There's been a lot of pre-snap penalties that have kind of slowed the flow really on both teams.
Azle's done good the second half. They've
Yeah,
outscored them 14-2.
Oh, yeah.
This is really the first time Brewers had any sustainable drive in the second half.
Yeah, we're outplaying them this half so far. But the problem is that long run, they're on our side of the field now, and they're 5 to 10 yards away from being in field goal range, which is a 2-point ball game. At 3 points is big.
Brewer's going to have the ball at the Azle 38. Trips right. Spriggs takes snap, hands off to Cushenberry. Finds about 6 yards running room. Josh Davidson and Jack Justice in on the tackle. When you look at this Brewer team, they are young. A lot of
They're
their skilled
young and they're
playmakers are
athletic.
sophomores or juniors. So a lot of these same kids coming back next year.
They're athletic and they're big. They got a good squad. They sure do.
2nd and 5 for Brewer. They're letting this play clock wind way down. He's not going to snap it till about 5 seconds left. It looks like they're still calling. They might be calling. Well, they're going to have to call a timeout here, or they're going to get a delay of game.
Yep.
It
There's
looks
a
like
flag.
Todd Peterman knew exactly what he was
Did he
doing.
call
He was
one?
waiting for that clock to wind all the way down.
Yeah, he took a time.
Walked over to the ref with about 1 second left on the play clock and signaled timeout. So Todd Peterman playing a little game of clock management for Brewer right now. I think he feels like if Azle gets the ball too many times this fourth quarter, they're going to have a good chance to score. So probably smart thinking on his part and try to keep Azle's defense on the field as long as he can.
Well, and the defense is going to be glad they get a little break. Hacker's running it off. I think he's okay. It looks like I think it's his hamstring. He's kind of reaching down there. Hamstring or groin one.
Yeah, he's definitely doing some stretching.
He's a little gimpy, but he's a tough kid. We'll see what he can do.
We got to give a shout out to the Moore family going into Kansas on their way to Nebraska. Listening in to the Hornet football broadcast, we feel special.
That's awesome. We're covering many states here.
3 receivers for Brewer this time, 2 to the right, 1 single to the left. Spriggs is in the shotgun. Going to hand off to Cushenberry again.
He's short. There's a
gonna
flag.
be a
There's
flag.
a hold. Or
That
there's
could
a
be
helmet
something
off.
big. If there's a helmet off, usually that's hands to the face.
would
So
think.
let's see what call comes out of this.
It's either 10. It's got to be 10 or 15 yards. on
Cushenberry
Brewer.
was brought down by Drew Doris on that last play. So either it's going to be about a 3rd and 2, or they're going to figure out what this flag's all about. It looks like one of the refs is okay. I didn't see the white hat. He's amongst a group of Brewer offensive linemen. What are they going to do here? It looks like
Are they picking it up? Are they calling it on us?
personal foul. They're going to call personal foul on Azle. That's 7 personal fouls on the night between the two teams. And
Boy, that's
Jeremy
a
owes me a
killer.
steak dinner for sure now.
That is just
That-
a
you
killer
gotta,
penalty.
you gotta keep your head in the game. That's going to take the ball all the way inside the 15.
Well, here's one way to look at it. If they end up getting a touchdown here, they're probably going to go for 2 because of the score situation. And if we can stop them on that 2, we're still within 8. So this could be wrong. Well, they might. I guess they.
Yeah,
would
they
probably,
kick
they'd
it and
kick
make
it,
it a
wouldn't they? Make
9-point
it a
lead.
9. That's what they would do. Yeah.
3 receivers, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Cushenberry's in the backfield to the left of Spriggs. Hand off to Cushenberry again. Has some running room on the right side. Gains a first down, about 11 yards on the play. Rowdy Dawson's going to have to come off the field. His helmet went flying.
It's 2 plays.
Bad
in a
news
row.
on the whole situation. Brewer's inside the 5. They're at the Azle 4-yard line, just under 11 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. And they've had success just handing off to Cushenberry, letting them run.
Defense looks confused here a little bit. Nice tackle.
Brought down the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he did
Cushenberry finally gets met at the line of scrimmage. Might have gained
a half a
a
yard.
half a yard, might have just barely got back to the line. Good play by the defensive line for Azle. Going to bring up a 2nd and goal. You got to think Spriggs is probably about to pull this thing and take it for himself. 'Cause
Yeah.
They've given Cushenberry the ball about 3 or 4 straight times off this particular play they're running.
Either that or they'll string it out and do an option here, I think.
Going to hand off again. He's got some running room to the left, but he's going to be brought down.
It's a face mask on us, I think.
It's going to be a face mask or it's going to be a horse collar tackle because he did not get tackled.
And he's still down.
He didn't get tackled in a good way.
No.
It did not look good at all.
Yeah, he's still down. He's moving. But
It's going to be on Azle, whether it's a face mask, whether it's a horse collar. It's going to give Brewer an automatic first down, and they're going to get the ball probably about the 1.5 yard line.
or half yard line. It'll be half the distance. And I think they marked him in like the 2. So I guess it'd be the 1.
Cushenberry gets back to his feet. Looks like he's fine. He's running off the field now. The way he was tackled looked like he might have just pinched something.
Yeah, he got slung down pretty hard.
Well, I thought there was
I don't
a
think
flag.
it was intentional.
Was there a
but
flag?
Yeah,
there was a
somebody
flag on
threw
the
a
play,
flag,
but I don't
yeah.
ever remember seeing the.
They've got first down on the marker. The ref didn't announce anything.
Yeah.
No, He's whining. He never did announce.
So it's going to be
that I saw.
first and goal for Brewer at the Azle 1. Spriggs is in the backfield with Brooks now. Spriggs hands off to Brooks. He's going to be met immediately right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Caden Brooks takes the handoff. They try to run right up the middle behind big number 79. They don't get anywhere on that play. Adrian Lewis, number 79 for Brewer, is listed at 6'6", 350 pounds.
There's no way he's 350. He's got. I think he's more than 350. Of course, you'd think they would list him bigger.
He's listed at 6'6", 350, and
he's every bit of it.
And the crazy thing is, he's only a sophomore too. Second and goal now. Brewer still has two receivers to the right side. Spriggs fakes it just like I figured he would, keeps it, and he runs into the end zone for a score.
Hornets had a chance to stop him and just couldn't do it.
They did a good job of stringing it out. It looked like they were going to have a chance to make a tackle for loss, but I think that might have been Fuller that missed him the first time. I couldn't see who missed him the second time. It's going to take the score to 29-21, and this extra point will make it a two-score game.
It'd be nice if we could block this one. Be huge.
Be a great play to block it and return it for two. They almost get it.
He missed it.
Misses
He
the
hooked
extra
it.
point.
He hooked it. That's a big miss.
That pressure from Knock from that left or from that right side.
Yeah, he got in there and they hooked it for sure. I thought they did. I mean, he had plenty of leg on it, and it looked like he hooked it, and he did.
Credit to Knock on that play, getting some pressure off the edge.
It was close.
We'll talk to Carlos Balderas about that and how much a rush off the edge affects kickers.
Well, 9:22 left in the game. Hornets have 3 timeouts. Brewers got 2 timeouts, and we get an 8-point game. So it's been everything we thought it'd be. How many personal fouls are we at? 7. So
enough to where
you don't like seeing that, but
you owe me a good dinner that you put on the line.
Yeah, Brandon got it right.
I don't think we ever said who's under and who's over though.
In my head, I was thinking under. So I will be honest and admit to that. 7 just seemed like a lot, but y'all have lived here longer than I have, so you obviously knew better.
Brewer's going to kick off.
Well, boys, some good field position would sure be nice here. I don't know that we haven't had a touchback tonight, have we?
No.
So he may not have the
they've
leg.
taken it
He's
out.
been pooching it most of the time. He does it
Andretti
again.
kicks it off. He kicks it to the wrong guy. Tyler Akers going to field it about the 15. They do a good job of covering the kickoff, but he returns it out to the 30. Brought down by number 3 on the play, Washington.
Their kickoff coverage has been pretty good tonight. Their punt coverage has been not bad, but Isaiah's had a couple good returns, but their kick coverage has been pretty good. Of course, when you pooch kick, if you can't cover that, then you got problems. You kick it short and give your guys time to get down there under it or to the
All
ball.
right, we got 9:18 left in the fourth quarter. They're going to start 1st and 10 from their own 29.
3 on the play clock. Well, they get it off.
Hand off to Guthrie. He's going to be met in the backfield. Huge loss on the play. Ballard makes the tackle. He's having a good time with it too. Hornets just don't have any running room tonight. They've had a few plays that have broke open some things, but other than that, Brewer's done a great job containing that run game. Trips right. Lee drops back to pass.
Vance did
It's
a good-
flushed out of the pocket. He tries to run, but he's going to be dropped for a
There's
loss.
a flag.
Sacked on the play by number
I hope
77.
that's not a hold. Vance had picked up a good block on that. Chris would have gotten sacked if he hadn't gotten in the way of that defensive end. I hope this isn't a
Flag
hold.
on the play. We got a Hazel Hornet clapping. Looks like Vance is clapping back there.
Personal foul.
Personal foul,
Face
face mask
There we
on
go.
Brewer.
That's a
so
big
that's gonna
penalty.
bring up a first down.
That's a big penalty. Kind of get us out of the.
Yeah, because you were looking at a third and 15 situation, but now it's going to be an automatic first down.
And out to the 35-yard line or past the 35. Almost the 40.
Yeah, takes it all the way up to the Azle 39.
Now you can run your offense. You don't have to worry about being pinned back so far.
Going
He's
deep
got
to
knocked.
again.
Oh, he just missed him.
Slightly overthrown.
Boy, I'd sure leave Knock in there. David's having a hard time covering him. He comes off.
Knock's going to come off. Zeb Cross is going to replace him. You got to give Brewer credit, man. They put their guys up on press man. They don't play any safety over the top. Safety, matter of fact, is literally maybe 7 to 8 yards off the line of scrimmage. And as soon as the ball snapped, he's crashing in.
Yeah.
So if they can get some type of post pattern, just something that can get to the middle of the field, maybe with Tyler, it's there.
Yeah.
It's there.
Well, Derek Doris was talking to Knock just now. Knock's back in there. He was talking to him. I think maybe Chris put it where he was supposed to, but Knock didn't bend it there at the end like he should have.
Third and 7. Chris drops back to pass. Gets flushed out. He's going to fire it down to the sideline.
He caught it.
They're going to call
They
it
saying he's
an
in?
incomplete pass.
Boy, that was close.
He's hobbling too.
And that's a play where you want to have replay because it sure looked like he was able to get a foot in.
I think he's cramping maybe.
Another hard catch by Knock, and not only is he limping, but now
He's got a cramp. His calf's cramping. That's all it is.
Your top punter is on the sideline, and so who's going to be punting this ball away? Looks like Gavin Green's going to come in and punt. Unfortunately, Hornets don't get anything going. They're going 4th and 7 here with 8:06 left in the game.
That's the hard thing about having a kid play both ways. What's the flag? Oh, delay a game on the Hornets, I think. Unless we took a timeout.
No, they got a delay.
Probably trying to see if he's okay. He's running out there. He's limping.
Yeah, I would kind of save him for this play instead of sending him out to punt and save him for defense.
We may call. I wonder if. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Gavin
That's a good
punts.
kick.
It's pretty good
Real
punt.
good kick.
Fair catch. Fair catch made at the 26 by number 1, B.J. Williams.
That was a great kick. Boy, it almost took him too long. They almost got to it. What's the flag now?
Usually when a flag's thrown, it's either offsides or they didn't have enough guys on the line of scrimmage. Illegal formation. We'll see.
But we'll probably decline it, I would think. Unless it wouldn't be a dead ball, I wouldn't think. Delay game on.
That was the weirdest thing I think
What did
I've
he
seen from a ref. He called delay of game and then points to Azle and then all of a sudden points to Brewer. So what the heck was the call?
It was a delay. It must have been maybe it was a dead ball delay a game. Is that even a thing? Then he marked off 5 yards. That must have been
all right,
it.
I'm confused, but anyhow,
Unless he signaled wrong.
Bears come out, 4 receivers, trips left.
He marked off 5 yards, though.
Williams in motion. They're going to hand off to him on the jet sweep. They're going to force him outside, run him out of bounds, maybe about a yard gain on the play.
7:54. Hornets down 8. They can Brewer can run out of bounds like that all they want. I'm totally good with that.
Hand off to Cushenberry. He's got running room on the right side. Again, just comes out of that big bunch in the middle, and just when you think you're going to tackle him for a minimal gain, he gets out of there for about a 15-yard gain.
Well,
Tackled by Loxamana.
those D linemen have got to be exhausted.
Brewer's going to line up trips left again. Spriggs going to hand off to Cushenberry right up the middle. Another big gain. They're just grinding them down now. About a 13-yard gain down to the 40. 39, Azle 39. Tackled again by Jordan Loxamana on their play.
Somebody's going to have to make a stop here. Somebody's got to step up and make a play, or the Hornets are in trouble.
The bad news is they can't tackle Cushenberry. The next bad news is the clock's winding like crazy. So they're quickly running out of time here. Trips left again. Hand off again to Cushenberry.
Stopped in the
finally
backfield.
He's going to be
Yes,
dropped
sir.
in the backfield.
We got kids of character. I mean, they're not going to quit fighting, but that's what you got to have right there. You get them behind the chains, and they can't run their same offense. You know, they want to just run the ball. I mean, I don't know how many yards the quarterback's thrown for, but it hadn't been many. He probably hadn't thrown for 100 yards.
They've got those 2 long completions, but that's about it.
But that's it. So they're just – I mean, they've had a good game plan, but it's time for the defense to step up. I'd like to see Rowdy make a play right here.
2nd and 12 for Brewer. Williams is in motion. It's going to be a
Little
reverse.
trickery.
There's no one. That one guy's home. Gets past. Brewer has a little bit of running room all the way down to the 27. Knocked out of bounds on the play by Knock.
That was a good play call. They were pursuing. They've been having to pursue so hard to that kid. They run a little handoff and then an end around to this side of the field. Picked up a first down with it. You get out in space against these kids one-on-one, it's hard to make a play.
3 receivers, 2 to the right. Hand off to Brooks this time. He runs hard, but he's going to be tackled for only about a yard gain. Rowdy Dawson on the tackle. Azle's done a good job of making positive plays on first down. It's just been those 2nd and 3rd downs that have, especially 2nd downs, where they usually tend to gain about 6-7 yards, and they always have a 3rd and short.
Right. You know what we're due for?
An interception.
A fumble.
Okay, let's do a fumble then.
We're due for a fumble here. Or a false start or a hold.
Spriggs takes a snap,
Take
hands
any
off
of
to
it.
Brooks on the left side. Spinning his way, trying to get out of tackles, but he's going to be tackled for another short gain. Gain of about 3 yards. Josh Davidson on the tackle.
Makes you. I don't know how good their kicker is. He missed that extra point. They're kind of at that spot. This is a big play. It's a points play.
Yeah,
could be.
I think this might be 4-down territory for them.
Yeah, I don't. If the kid's got a leg, they'll just kick it and extend that lead. You know, make it a two-score game. But if they don't trust him, this is 4-down territory for sure. 4:59 left.
Brooks is still out there at running back. Cushenberry's not in there, so I got to think Spriggs is going to keep this.
4 on the clock. 2, 1. They didn't get it off, but they didn't throw a flag.
Hands off to Brooks. He's going to be tackled.
He's short.
Only about a gain of a little over a yard on the play.
Boy, they barely got that play off. They could have. They could have thrown a flag on that.
Another Brewer player on the field.
I think it's a lineman.
He's down.
No, it's 12. I think it's that receiver. I believe that's him.
If that's
Yeah,
Pimpton, that's
that's
going to
who
be
it
a
is.
big loss for them. Kamorian Pimpton. He's had a couple nice catches tonight,
They're looking at his knee.
but he's a really good blocker.
I think they're looking at his knee or ankle one. Ankle.
It's
looks
his
like.
ankle. He's grabbing right at it, but he is definitely in some pain.
Well, boys, did they run the kicker out there or no?
Well, they're huddled up on their sideline. It's a big decision for Peterman. I mean, if you go here and you don't get the first down, then you're going to give Azle the ball back with over 4 minutes left. If I'm Peterman, I probably go for this just to try to get it because I'm confident my defense can make some stops. They've played
Right.
pretty good tonight.
Right.
They've had some troubles with receivers getting open. They've got a lot of pressure on Chris here in the second half. He's had to get rid of the ball pretty fast. He had to escape the pocket a few times. We know the run game's really not there. If Brewer can get a first down here, they're going to sustain the drive, and they'll be able to run down even more of this clock. But
Right.
we don't know what they're going to do yet. Pimpton's walking off the field.
He may not be back.
He is not putting hardly any kind of weight on that right foot.
I mean, we'll see how things play out, but that could be a big injury because he's.
I mean, he looks the part, man. He's
He's
every bit of 6'5", 6'6". He's a good-looking kid.
He's a ball player for sure. I've been real proud of the boys how they've played this half, though. That they're playing their tails off. They've fought to get back in this game. It sure be nice to make a play here. I think they're going for it. It looks like they are.
Brewer's going to go for it.
Let's play the game. We need that crowd to get loud.
Jeremy's beating on the window. Looks like Cushenberry's back in the game, so you got to think they're going to run this to the right side. Oh,
Boy,
they almost jumped off sides.
He's calling a timeout.
Biederman's going to call a timeout.
I think
for Brewer.
I think that maybe they were going to try and draw us off, and they're going to kick it now. What do y'all think?
I mean, if I'm the center, I'm kicking myself for not snapping the ball because about 3 Azle Hornets jumped off sides.
They had us.
And they luckily didn't touch any of the Brewer offensive linemen.
Well, we've almost gotten to 2 or 3 of the kicks tonight. Let's see. Okay, he's warming up. I don't know if he's – how old is he? 26.
He's a senior.
Senior, okay.
Alex Andretti. I think that's how you might say his name. They can message me and say
let me see.
Let's see if you can pronounce that.
Andrade, I think. Or Andrade.
Andretti's
A-N-D-R-E-T-T-I.
Let's call him Alex.
I think it's Andrade, if I was guessing. Cowboys used to have a lineman last name Andrade, I think.
Going to set up for about a 38-yard field goal attempt.
I'm going to slap on the window again.
I don't know how much
what are we doing with the clock here?
That's helping the – oh, get back. They're going to be offsides, and that's going to be –
unless they flinched. Is there any way they flinched?
There's no way. They're going to decline the kick, and they're going to get knocked for being offside. That's going to give Brewer a first down. Tremendous play.
We've
for
been
Brewer to get them. I mean, I know Knock was trying to make the best play, try to get a block out of this.
We've been close. Well, they got a
that's
first
going
down.
to be an automatic first down now because they only needed 4 yards. That's going to give them a first.
Unless they, taking points off the board.
Well, you got an 8-point lead. You've got 4:16 left in the ball game, and even if they end up having to kick a field goal anyway, they're still going to take off more time off the clock.
We need a turnover. Bad. We've been close to jumping off on all the kicks tonight, and we finally did it.
Hand off to Cushenberry. He's going to be tackled. Loxamana again, 2 yards on the gain. But the clock just keeps winding down. Now you're under 4 minutes to go.
Boy, we
know Azle's offense can score fast.
It's just a matter of getting the ball back.
Tonight, Brewer's done an exceptional job of keeping them in check with their high up tempo offense.
12 still isn't in there. I don't think he's coming back tonight.
Brewer's going to line up trips right.
We
got to to the left.
We got to strip the ball or put the hat on the ball right here. Somebody.
Hand off to Cushenberry, runs around the left side. He's going to avoid a tackle from Loxamana. He's going to run in. 17-yard touchdown. That's going to give Brewer a 35-21 lead with 3:29 left in the game. And
all things considered, I'm going to say this: if we could somehow pull this out, that'll work in our favor because they scored quick. If he had just gotten they could have. The way they've been doing tonight, they almost could have run the clock all the way out. So if somehow we can score quick, get an onside kick, we're still in the game. It's not over yet.
Extra point's going to be good. That's going to give Brewer a 15-point lead, 36-21. 3:29 left in the fourth quarter.
Well,
Jeremy's just in shock up here.
it's going to take something to pull this one out.
That was just a big mistake
Yeah.
by Azle's defense, jumping off sides on that field goal attempt.
Well, okay,
And-
let's look at it this way, though. Let's say they make the field goal and we don't jump off sides. It's still a 2-score game. So it's still, at that point, it's probably still going to take a score and an extra point and a onside kick,
but
maybe.
The bad news is you ran off about a minute off the clock.
Right.
And a minute's
Right.
a
there's
long
lot.
time for this offense.
Right. Yep, we're going to have to dig deep in the playbook and the bag of tricks. And
The best thing right here would be for either Isaiah or Tyler Akers to get a nice little
rip one
block and
off.
seam and get a big return here, kind of like Billy Heath did last year against Centennial. They got a huge play on that kickoff return, and maybe they need a big play here in special teams where you don't run that much off the clock.
But he's just going to pooch it like he's done all night, I would
Well,
think.
he's pooched it. They're leaving him a lot of room between.
Be nice to set up a little trickery return here, which they might be doing here. I'd run a little.
Fuller takes it.
Almost got
Gets
a horse
tackled
collar
out
there.
of bounds about the 40.
I thought maybe we were going to run a little
Starburst.
reverse, over to this side or something, just to throw something at them.
So Azle's got good field position. They're going to start at their own 41. And now's not the time to try to start running the ball. You know you're not going to have a lot of success running the football, so now you got to air it out a little bit. And maybe they get a break, man. Maybe they don't have press man coverage on them, but doesn't look like Brewer's going to change much. So they're going to stay with the defenses that has helped them big time tonight. 4 receiver set. Chris takes a snap. He's looking left. He
Got
throws
a
it down
man.
the left side. He's
Go,
got
Tyler, go!
Akers with a huge gain.
Almost a horse collar on that. Kid.
Huge gain all the way
Got it
down to
from
the Brewer
behind.
20. And that's what they need to do. They got to get the ball in the hands of the kid with 4.6, 4.5 speed. You look at those defensive backs for Brewer, those kids can run, and you got to get the ball in the hands of your speed guys. Chris takes a snap, hands off to Vance. Vance is going to go nowhere. He gets maybe 3 yards, but there goes that clock
They need to
ticking.
move quick.
Tick,
Let's
tick,
go.
ticking. You
Run a
got
play.
to
Let's
get
go.
ready to call a play, and you got to get ready to call a pass play. Even if it's an incomplete, it at least stops the clock.
Let's go. Run a play. 2:57. The clock's running. 25 on the
Trips
play
right.
clock.
Vance to the left of Chris.
Vance.
Chris takes a snap.
That's a penalty. Yes, there we go. Interference. Gavin Green, his man. Who was that?
The DB covering Gavin Green climbed basically all over the top of him.
Was that number 1 again? 8, 9.
Number 9, Moment. Moment had another bad moment tonight. He had a personal foul penalty earlier.
Well, hope is not lost, gentlemen.
2:47 left. Azle's moving the ball. They're going to have it. Where they're going to mark this ball at? About the 11-yard line, 10-yard line.
It's gonna be first and goal, isn't it?
No, it's just out. It's just outside the 10.
Just barely.
Yeah.
I thought they were laying the sticks down, but nope.
It's going to be first and 10 at the 11. Brewer 11. Trips right again. Vance is going to line up to the left of Chris. Gavin Green, single receiver to the left. Chris takes a snap. He's looking left. He's going to fire a fade to Gavin. Gavin's going to go up and attempt the catch.
Out
They're
of
going to call it
bounds. He
out of
caught it.
bounds.
He made a great play on it, but it was just a little too far out. He's coming off now. I think he's tired.
That's not a bad play. You only take 5 seconds off the clock.
Knox going in for Gavin. They're running Zeb over to the far side.
And this is probably where you try to throw up the ball to Knock to see if he can come down with it.
Yeah, because he's got David on him, and he's quite a bit taller than David is, and a lot more size. That's what I'd do. Or run across down here, knock across the middle.
Fires it
That's
out.
a penalty too. There
That's
we
another
go.
pass interference
That's
penalty.
just what they did. They tried to go to knock, and the DBs got crossed up, and both of them ran into him.
That's That's going to be on Jordan Johnson Rubel. He's the big time prospect at DB, only a sophomore, but already has offers from USC, TCU.
Really?
Yeah, he's a flyer, man. He can run. Hasn't made too many plays tonight, but he's definitely the kid that's getting the most interest over there for Brewer. So that penalty is going to mark.
Well,
It's going to give Azle the ball.
the best thing about these penalties is stopping the clock for us.
Ball's at the 2-yard line, 1st and goal.
We've got all 3 timeouts.
Combs goes in motion. Chris fires a pass to Knock, and it's going to be
Yes,
caught for a touchdown.
That's 3 on the night for the big boy.
Bernakaya goes up and catches a great pass from Chris. Back shoulder pass.
Nice. That's a big
So
play.
now with 2:35 remaining, Azle gets to within 27-36.
We're going to go for 2 here.
This is a very important play. They've got to get this 2-point conversion. Chris going to roll right. He's going to fire left. He's going to get hit.
Big time.
And he's still down on the field. Chris tried to roll right, didn't get any much if any blocking from the right side. He gets hammered, and he's still down on the turf.
He's moving around, though. He's okay. He's on his back.
Failed 2-point conversion leaves the score 36-27. 2:35 remaining in the fourth quarter. Chris Lee, quarterback, still down on the field. He's on his back. Took a hard hit. Looks like they were trying to set up a throwback to the left side. He took the snap, ran right, tried to throw left, but he got hammered.
Well, the hard thing about this is they must have seen something they liked, because the hard thing is it's still a two-score game. If we had kicked the extra point, it would have been a 8-point game. I mean, you got to get the 2 one time or another either way. But I guess the thinking is with 3 timeouts, we still got 2.5 minutes left and all 3 timeouts. So we're gonna have to do an onside kick here regardless.
But the bad thing is you've got a very strong running game and Brewer.
Right.
Cushenberry. We're not keeping stats in here, but he's got to be well over 100, 135, 40
Oh,
yards.
it's probably more than that.
This doesn't look good for Chris. He is holding up that right foot. He is not putting any kind of weight on it.
Of course, he did that last week too.
I got to admit, he looks a little bit more hurt this time than he did against Granbury last week.
Yeah.
Brandon says, throw some dirt on it, kid. No, he doesn't look very good right now. He's still getting helped all the way to the sideline. They're going to try to find some room for him on the bench somewhere.
Austin and Jay are warming up down there for when we recover this onside kick. We're gonna have to we'll have to recover at least 1 to win this game, maybe 2. So we got 2:35 left in a 9-point ball game.
Well, they definitely got the hands team out there for Brewer. Balderas lining up to kick. I don't know. He fooled us all. It
faked
looked like he
everybody
was
out.
going to go kick.
He didn't like how the
just-
ball was sitting on the tee there. Here we go. Hornets are pretty good at onside kicks. We'll see what happens here. He gets a good hop.
Gets a
He
good
gets
hop.
a good hop. Oh, right.
Brewer's
to
going to
him.
get it.
Well, 2:34 left. Got all 3 timeouts. Brewers got 1 timeout. And they got the ball at the 47. Their own 47. So it's a bit of a dire situation, but we'll see.
Well, you got to figure out a way to stop the run. Cushenberry's in the game, so you know there's about a 90% chance ball's going to go to him.
Right. Yeah, they're just going to force feed it to him and try to run the clock out.
Trips left, Cushenberry to the left of Spriggs.
Oh.
Spriggs is gonna fake it to Cushenberry, keeps the ball.
That
Gonna
was
pick
a
up
good
6
fake.
yards.
That was a great fake. I thought Cushenberry still had it, and they had him in the backfield, but he didn't get a first down. He got 5 of it.
They gained 5. The far ref gave him about a yard and a half extra of an extra spot, but the ref on Azle's sideline realized that Spriggs was in a sliding motion. So
Right. Yeah.
once you get into that slide, it
they
takes
don't
about
have
a yard away from any kind of gain.
they don't have the stick. They got a little bit of extra yardage on that stick.
So under 10 seconds on the play clock. Cushenberry still in the backfield with Spriggs. Spriggs is going to keep it again. He's going to get tackled. No, he's not
There
going
we
to get
go.
tackled.
Call
Finally gets
timeout.
brought down
There's a timeout.
by Rowdy Dawson. Looks like Luke Persino had him in the backfield, but wasn't able to bring him down, and Rowdy Dawson came in to help. Nice tackle for loss. I'm going to bring up about a 3rd and 8 from the Brewer 49. 1:46 left in the game. I guess they're going to call it a 3rd and 7. So we know the ball is going to go to either Spriggs or Cushenberry, and it's up to Azle to tackle.
Right. Yep.
I don't.
Bottom line, it's about penetration, and it's about I wouldn't put it past them to run. I wouldn't put it past them to run a reverse or something like that here too, because they know we're going to have to over pursue the ball. They ran that one earlier on that last drive that they got 15 yards on, or 15 or so, and a little trick play.
Let's make it a 3rd and 8. They finally got the right down and distance here. Brewer's going to have 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Cushenberry's going to be in the backfield, left side of Spriggs. Spriggs going to go in shotgun.
The defense doesn't like
Motion.
something about
Option to the right. He's going to pitch to Cushenberry. Cushenberry is going to outrun Billy Spratt to the edge. He's still on his feet all the way down to the 20-yard line.
He's down, too.
And he's down again.
it. Yeah, but that's
But again, you got to –
probably the dagger.
that's about a 31-yard gain on the play. Great play call by Brewer. They set up the edge. Unfortunately, Billy Spratt's nowhere near as fast as Cushenberry, and Cushenberry just outraced him to the sidelines and got about 20 extra yards past the first down. So
Well, Barrett was on that side, and before the snap, there was something he didn't like, and I don't know if he was trying to get them, the coaches, to call. I mean, you couldn't really call timeout there, because you can't waste your timeouts in that situation, and I just almost wonder if he knew that wasn't going to work, because they had them outnumbered on that side of the field.
well, you got to think here, 1st and 10, they're at the Azle 20. They may run a couple more plays, and Brewer might just get in that favorite formation of all formations in football, the victory formation.
I don't like it tonight. But you're right.
The
137
offensive line
left.
and D-line for Azle are really close together. They may look like they're standing outside of a bar getting ready to fight.
I know, you're right. 135 and the clock's running.
Clock's running. Devin's not stopping it. Looks like they don't feel like they're going to have the chance to come back in this game. Azle's got 2 timeouts left. But at this point in the game, it's you get a stop and how fast you're going to score. 2 receivers right. Spriggs hands off to Cushenberry. Or is that Brooks?
It's Brooks.
Brooks gets a good gain all the way down inside the 10, down to it looks like about the 5-yard line. And again, it looks like there's a couple players down. Maybe they're just slow to get up.
The big boy, the left guard's down, slow getting up. All right, here's where we find out about Brewer.
Another first down.
They gonna kneel on it, or they gonna try to score?
They're going to try to score.
58 seconds left.
Well, you're up by 9, and if you want to get that 18-point threshold, that's the max you can get when they're going for district standings because
Well, they can't get there.
Brewer can lose to Northwest, and Azle can beat Northwest. There could be a 3-way tie for first, so points matter.
But they can't get to 18.
No, they can't, but they can create a higher threshold than the 9 points they got right now.
Play a game on Brewer.
Oh, I got you. It doesn't go over.
Yeah, so
18.
let's say if
Yeah.
Brewer loses to Northwest,
Right.
and Azle beats Northwest, then you have essentially and Azle beats
Right.
Cooper, and they all finish with 1 loss in district. Then you have to go off points.
Right. Yeah. Yep. I was thinking of it backwards. Nothing over 18 points.
Gotcha.
Factors
Yeah,
in.
18 points is the most amount of points they can have
Yep.
when they're doing tiebreaker. But I'll tell you right now, as Brandon said, if they have a chance to score, they're going to try to score because they're up right now by 9. It would look even better if they win by 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
Fans waving the phones at us.
Yeah, I'd like to throw something over there.
Tell us how you really feel, Jimmy.
I mean, Bird.
They've played a good game. I don't like admitting it, but they have.
They've recruited a lot of great athletes.
They have. They do a good job recruiting. They recruit about as good as Barry Switzer used to at OU.
Brewer is an open enrollment district, so once they get recruits in at junior high level, they only need the 365, and they're good for the rest of their high school career. So, 4 receivers set for Brewer. Spriggs takes that. He's actually going to throw the ball. He's going to throw it up. They're going to call pass interference. And you guys asked how Brewer was going to try to finish this game, so they're up by 9 points, and they're throwing with the game not in doubt, but they're throwing the football with less than 40 seconds remaining.
And the bad thing is, most of the fans probably don't realize that those points play into a possible tiebreaker scenario. So it makes it look worse than it is. I mean, I get it as a coach. I get it, and I'm sure Azle would be doing the same thing.
They try to go a fade route to Pimpton, who went out earlier in the game. He's out there limping around like crazy. He's basically walking on 1 foot right now. And he's staying out there. Brewer's going to have first and goal from their own, or from the Azle 3. Brooks is still in the backfield with Spriggs, and this is one of those plays where I think Spriggs is just going to pull it, and he's going to run around one of those edges. Takes a snap, runs left. He's going to score. Touchdown for Brewer. Jalen Spriggs, 3 yards out. Runs around that left side.
You think he lives in White Settlement?
Jeremy has got his arms crossed. He's not too happy with this result. As no one that's an Azle fan should be too happy about this.
No.
42-27 with 27 seconds left in the game.
And they're going for 2.
And they're going for 2. This
Well, that's
is all
lovely.
about that point system.
Well,
When you got 3 teams that are vying for a district title, like Azle, Northwest, and Brewer are doing, points are going to matter.
they gave him a penalty for something.
Delay a game. So they're going to go for 2. They're going to be at the 8-yard line for this conversion. Two receivers right, 1 left. Going to motion. Looks like Spriggs is probably going to drop back to pass. Escapes the
Is that not a
pocket.
hold?
Throws it. Going to be caught.
No, he dropped it.
They're saying he dropped it.
Yep.
Spriggs did a great job avoiding the rush. The Azle defender, I couldn't tell who was getting held. They got away with a big holding penalty.
Looked
But
like a
27
looked like a
seconds
hold to
left.
me.
It's going to be 42-27.
Well, you can't fault the Hornets for their effort tonight. Honestly, I mean, you know, they were sloppy the first half with the pre-snap stuff, and if it hadn't been for that, it might have been a different ball game. But the effort, physical effort, was there the whole game.
Yeah, you got to hand it to Brewer. I mean, they're a good football team. They're 27 seconds away from going to 7-0 and 5-0 in district. So they're not a team that Azle should hang their head about and be disappointed. Of course, they're going to be disappointed in losing. They want to go undefeated in district, but
Right.
you got to give credit where credit's due. And Brewer's a good football team. They got a good program from varsity level all the way down to their freshman team.
Yep. You know, we got a lot of kids. Gavin Green's got hurt tonight. Mason got hurt. Chris is hurt. It's just that time of year that stuff like that
Squib kick from Brewer.
happens.
Will be picked up by Akers. Has some running room, but he's going to get brought down from behind. Tackled at the Azle 35. Just a lot of different things tonight. We didn't see Tyler get the ball very much. Of course, the running game couldn't get going. A lot of miscommunication on what routes to run.
Right.
Passes go here. And
It's
like
really
we said, most of the time it's a receiver miscommunication.
it's been the only time really this year that the offense is just a lot of stop-start, you know what I mean? Stop-start, couldn't really get something going, have a penalty here, you know. Just one of those games. It's just been one of those games all the way around, honestly.
Trips right, handoff to Vance Guthrie.
It's a good
He's going to
little
be
run.
driven out of bounds about the 48, Azle 48. Gain of about 14 yards on the play. 10 seconds left. I don't know if they're going to let Jay Jones, who's in there at quarterback now, throw it, but I'd be willing to bet they're just going to hand it off to Vance, let the time run down, and get out of this game. I was wrong again. Jay's going to drop back to pass. He throws one, but it sails about 5 yards over Zeb Cross's head.
I think he was just throwing that away.
Second and 10. You just got to give credit to this Brewer defensive line too, man. They've been giving all kinds of heck to Azle, and even on a 3-man rush just then.
Oh, they've played a good game.
They're playing a 3-man front, and they just tackled Vance Guthrie at the line of scrimmage. That's going to be the end of the ball game. Brewer's going to win this game 42-27. Going to improve to 7-1 on the year, 5-0 in district play. They're going to sit atop of the district standings.
And they're still blowing their stupid horn over there.
Azle's going to drop to 6-2, 4-1 in district, and then they're still set up in prime position to get in a good playoff. And the guy is really annoying, blowing the horn over there, wherever he's sitting. Someone go take the horn out of that guy's hands.
I'll tell you what,
Jeremy is just steaming mad up here. He wants to go fight somebody.
No, I don't want to do that. I'd like to give somebody an earful, but I guess it is what it is. You know, if you're not going to play with class and still win, that's fine.
Well, I mean,
they're still running their mouths in the line. They can't just shake hands. They got to run their mouths the whole time.
I think most of them are being pretty cordial about everything.
And we'll see. There's a couple of them that aren't.
Well, they're excited. This has become a pretty big rivalry game. A lot of bragging rights.
Oh, I know. It's just one of those games, and it's one of those games you hate to lose, and it's frustrating to lose.
We got to come over and give Chris hugs and high five.
Yeah, that's classy right there. Now Chris isn't able to get up and go.
And they're listen
Shake
to
their
that
hands.
horn. Listen, you hear that? You think that's class?
I'm showing about what their Brewer players.
No,
were
I
coming
know.
over to Chris.
That is class.
And they still got one of their coaches over there talking with Chris. Chris is on the bench.
Oh, that was Klaus, I think, wasn't it?
Is Klaus a Brewer coach?
No, he's been a referee for many years.
No, I know,
Yeah,
but he's wearing a blue
doing
polo.
something with Brewer.
He's got a grandkid that plays for Brewer.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on, but the players are milling around a little closer than they probably ought to be, unless they're all going to get together and.
I think they were going to see if Brewer was going to play their school song, and that's something that Azle does. They have enough class to get behind the opposing teams and listen to their band, and now they're going to come over to the home side and listen to the Azle school song.
Well, the way I'll put it is, they don't have anything to hang their heads about, but they have some things to clean up. You know, the effort was there physically, but mentally some of it needs to be cleaned up. And it's not that this game doesn't end the season by any means. So
They missed a kid like Caden Taylor tonight, because Caden's one of those guys that doesn't fear those defensive backs. I'm not saying that the receivers that they had tonight feared those press man coverage, but KT has played against that type of coverage plenty of times, whether it's
right.
on this football field or whether it's 7-on-7. He's always stood up to the challenge. So not having him out there tonight was not very good for the offense. And unfortunately, you had no run game. You got very, very minimal plays up the middle.
Right.
But you got to give credit where credit's due.
Well, and Mason got hurt.
Mason
got
got
which was
hurt.
right before when it was kind of at a critical time when we were coming back. But Brewer's got a good team. I may not like them, but I'm not saying they don't have a good team, because they dang sure do.
You've got to give credit where credit is due, and Brewer does have a good football team. They've got really good athletes. And what's crazy is they've got a lot of good athletes that are all sophomores and juniors, so a lot of these kids are going to be coming back.
Right.
They've got a great JV team.
Great
got
freshman team,
a lot
too.
of kids coming up from that great freshman team.
They swept us this
So
week.
they've got a good program. It took Peterman a couple years, but it looks like he's finally got the things going over there. But
Here's one thing I'll say. If you're going to lose a game, this is the time. You know, if you're going to lose one down the stretch, we still got 2 left. This is kind of okay, take a butt kicking, reset your mind, and let's finish strong.
Absolutely.
Kind of deal. And sometimes getting your butt whipped wakes you up. I know it does these kids. Anytime they're down a half, come out in the second half, they play a great game. I fully expect it to be different the next week.
you cannot hang your head for too long with
No.
with Abilene Cooper and Northwest still on the schedule.
Right.
So they've got Abilene Cooper at home. Finish out with Justin Northwest, and those are 2 very winnable games. Cooper's not as strong as they were last year. They lost Aiden Thompson. They lost Noah Garcia. Everyone remembers who Noah Garcia was if you're from Azle,
Right.
the running back.
Right.
But they've got a very tough quarterback to face in a few weeks with Jake Strong from Northwest. And I don't know, man. We're well beyond the end of this game, and Chris Lee is still sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
He's not over there with the rest of his team. I don't even know if he can put any type of weight on his foot.
Yep.
It doesn't look good, but
you know what? They're gonna have a full week of practice. You know, he's gonna have a week to rest it. Jay will have a full week to work. We can't dwell on that. You just it's next man up. It's just like when KT went down. This is a tight group, and they can rebound from this. This isn't the end of the season by any means.
you got a lot of players coming over there giving Chris hugs. KT just gave him a hug. KT, if there's anyone that knows what he's going through, KT is a guy. He's got a broke collarbone. He may have a chance to come back if they get about 2 or 3 rounds deep in the playoffs.
Right. Right. Well, I guess we're going to call it
Yeah.
a night. I played the alma mater. I don't get to play Willie tonight. I only play Willie when we win.
So Azle's Knox down there taking some pictures with Brewer, David Moore, and it looks like another kid, Washington. Man, it was as expected, exciting plays, and
Yep.
unfortunately tonight, Azle doesn't come out on the winning side of things. But Final score here from Hornet Stadium: Brewer 42, Azle 27. Tune in next week. Abilene Cooper next week. Is that who they got?
Yep.
Abilene
we
Cooper here at Hornet Stadium.
Finish at Northwest.
Last home game for these seniors. So
Hey, you did a great job tonight, Bubba.
thanks, man.
You get better every week.
Man, you do too. I'm just glad we got some listeners. How many we have tonight? Three or four?
Let's see. So far,
Props to Johnny Moore.
875 so far.
Props to Johnny Moore and the fam for listening to us all the way up on their way up to Nebraska.
That's right.
We appreciate you guys.
I need to figure out if there's a way to get statistics on who, like if it shows you how far people have been away when they've, where they are when they're streaming and stuff. There may be a way to do that. So.
All right, gang.
All right. Well, dang it. We're going to come back strong next week, man.
Yeah, we'll come back strong.
We'll have to mark that underwear you got on and wear a different pair next Friday.
I'm not wearing the same shirt next week either. All right.
But dang it, the sun's going to come up tomorrow. We're going to have a good weekend.
Yeah, and you don't have to worry about Texas losing tomorrow. So.
That's right. That's a good week. Or the Cowboys.
The final here again from Hornet Stadium: Brewer 42, Azle 27. For Jeremy May, I'm Jeremy Clark.
Yes,
Thank you
are.
guys for listening. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Damn it. Good.